to Phoenix and Chase Field, the home of the Arizona Diamondbacks. And for the second time in the last 6 days, these fans will witness a win-or-go-home game. Do the Dodgers sweep, or will the Snakes strike back on their home turf? It's a 2-0 Dodger lead.
It's not easy to win ball games when you got to score like 8 or 9 runs.
Justin Turner lights the fuse. Yasiel Puig drives in one.
Boy, the Dodgers got it going on, man, I'll tell you.
We're down 0-2, not where we want to be.
This team never give up, keep battling, and we're excited to get back to Arizona and get in front of our fans.
Chase Field ready for its close-up once again after that thrilling wild card game last week. Now we're game 3 of the division series, and the 2017 NLDS is presented by T-Mobile. The Dodgers and the Diamondbacks. Dodgers can advance to the NLCS with a win tonight. Arizona is hoping for one more game. Hi, everybody. We welcome you from Phoenix, Arizona. Great to have you with us. Great crowd here. Great environment. Brian Anderson along with Joe Simpson, the Hall of Famer Dennis Eckersley. Dodgers can sweep tonight and advance to the LCS for the 3rd time in the last 5 years. But, Joe, this is an Arizona story tonight because they're facing elimination. Torey Lovullo said it would be basically their 3 straight wild card games once again. They've got to get it turned around. How do they do it?
Well, with rare exception in this postseason in both leagues, Brian, the starting pitching has been horrible. The ERA coming into play today was almost 6 for the starting pitchers in both leagues. So tonight, the Diamondbacks certainly need one of those exceptions.
Well, Zach Greinke's the guy you want there, the big money ace on the mound. He's trying to redeem himself from that wild card game that he couldn't hold the 6-0 lead. But you see what he's done at home. That's historic what he's done. You know, and he's been a Dodger. He's been a Dodger for a few years. It's been a couple of years. They know him, and he knows them. So we'll see what happens in this elimination game.
And on the other side for the Dodgers, making his first postseason start for LA, bumped to game 3 for this kind of moment is Yu Darvish.
That's exactly why they got Yu Darvish at the trade deadline. This guy is money, and they're hoping that, you know, they knew they were going to win the thing, but they didn't know about the postseason, and that's exactly why he's here. We'll see if he can close it out.
Joe, they know they're going to score runs. The Dodgers, they've been doing that the first 2 games. There's a lot of ways you could go, but Yasiel Puig's been the headliner.
He's the guy that lit the torch for the Dodgers, Brian. There's some other guys having good postseason, including Turner, but this guy's the one that set everybody on their ear at Chavez Ravine. They love Yasiel Puig. He did not disappoint. He's 5 for 9, a double, a triple, 2 RBIs in each of the first 2 games. That's a guy that the Diamondbacks are going to have to try and control tonight.
5 RBIs in his first 27 postseason games. He has 4 in his first 2 games of this division series. There's the big bat, one of the key pickups, J.D. Martinez. Lauren Shahadi will have more on J.D. right after this.
Brian, he's been awesome. His success, not by accident. Caught up with him at batting practice. He told me back in 2013, he overhauled his swing completely, changed the way he held his hands, positioned his feet, moved his hips, and still, he's constantly tweaking, watching film. I said, you are the answer to igniting their offense. He smiled, said, you know what? I felt that expectation, and he's more than delivered. Paul Goldschmidt said he's absolutely carried us at times, and that's Paul Goldschmidt talking.
And Paul Goldschmidt saying he's probably our MVP, and Goldschmidt might have a chance to win the MVP in the National League. Thank you, Lauren. And that sets us up for Zach Greinke against Yu Darvish, Game 3 of this NLDS. And Zach Greinke, you threw the numbers out there at home, but he's had trouble in his last 2 home starts, one against the Marlins, the other in the wild card game.
Yeah, you had that wild card game, and he's lucky that he's getting the ball back. They could have lost that game. It would have been awful. But, you know, like you said, 13-1 at home says it all. This guy's been around a long time. Hasn't got the burner he used to have, but he can paint.
Let's take a look at the batting order for the Dodgers that Greinke will face. Many former teammates. Chris Taylor will lead off, then Corey Seager. Justin Turner with that 5 RBI Game 1. He hits third. In the middle, it's Cody Bellinger. Yasiel Puig will bat 5th today. Austin Barnes hits 6th, and then the bottom of the order for Dave Roberts, Granderson Utley with his first NLDS start this year. Yu Darvish on the mound, and the Diamondbacks defensively, Joe.
One of the most important parts of tonight will be how well these guys catch the ball behind Greinke. First of all, he can't walk a lot of guys, but they've got to make plays behind him. When he gets ground balls, they need to turn double plays. And this outfield, well, they know how big the outfield is to play here, and it's vast.
We are ready for baseball with the roof open on a beautiful night in downtown Phoenix, Arizona. This place was so loud for the wild card game and expected to be the same here tonight. Chris Taylor leads off for the Dodgers as the Beat LA chants come raining down. And Greinke's first pitch is swung on and fouled away. And here we go in Game 3. If there is a Game 4, we'll turn it right around and do it tomorrow night here on TBS.
I think one of the big matchups tonight is Greinke hitting spots on each side of the plate, and whether or not this Dodgers team that won't chase bad pitches, if they'll even offer.
All year long, statistically, Greinke, one of the best pitchers getting the opponent to chase. And conversely, all year long, the Dodger lineup, one of the toughest lineups to get to chase out of the strike zone. And Greinke has to figure out that window, Eck, where he can survive and get those swings and misses that he hopes to get tonight, as he just misses down and away with a slider.
Well, he's got to establish something. He's thrown the first 2 pitches fastballs, and that slider is his pitch. He goes to that a lot. He can throw a changeup anytime. It's not that far off his fastball either. It's almost like a sinker, but he gets a lot of outs.
2 balls and a strike, and Taylor takes the ball down and away.
I mean, he used to get it up there, what, 95, 96. But he's going to be, what, 34 in a week or so. So, you know, he knows how to pitch, though. He doesn't need 95. All the good ones don't.
Dodgers had that lowest swing and chase rate, as you mentioned, B.A. And one of the things he also needs are calls from Jerry Davis.
Jerry Davis, veteran umpire, raises the thumb on Taylor. 3-2 the count. Jerry Davis behind home plate. This is his 22nd postseason, including 5 World Series. No Major League umpire in the history of the game has umpired more postseason games than the man behind the plate here tonight, Jerry Davis. Alan Porter, Bill Miller joining him on the bases with Quinn Wolcott, Paul Noward, and Phil Cuzzi. And that ball is ripped down the left field line, and it is off the base of the wall. Taylor on his way to second, and it is a leadoff double for the Dodgers leadoff man, Chris Taylor.
I'll tell you what, right there, he's going to throw him. He's not going to throw him a fastball. 3-2. I think Dodgers are so aggressive in the strike zone. He doesn't get a fastball. He gets a slider. Just spun right there. He tried to throw a strike or something. He's lucky this ball stayed in the ballpark.
It would not have stayed in the ballpark, about 6 feet to the right.
That ball left the bat with an exit velocity of 109 miles an hour. Taylor's first career hit against Zach Greinke had been 0 for 7, and the Dodgers are right back at it. A lead double here for Corey Seager. Strike one from Greinke.
2 nights ago in LA, after the game, we talked about how the Diamondbacks needed to get on top early. They needed to score first and then add on. They couldn't afford to fall behind here.
Seager so far this series is 3 for 8. He has scored 3 runs. Had a hit in game 2, was 1 for 4. Arizona Diamondback pitchers have allowed 17 runs and 24 hits in the 16 innings of play. Zach Greinke trying to give him some depth here tonight. They're going to need it. The formula for the Diamondbacks figures to be Greinke for 6, hopefully, or more if better, but Greinke for 6, Bradley for 2, Rodney to close it out. That would be the ideal plan for Torey Lovullo here tonight to force a game 4.
Well, we haven't seen any of that in this postseason with starting pitchers.
No, and that would mean they would have to have a lead.
Now playing with a lead would change a lot for Arizona.
I'll tell you what, Seager just wears out Greinke. It's funny, he's thrown 3 fastballs already, and he's 6 for 11 coming in with 2 bombs. You think he's going to trick him here somewhere along the line? You got to pitch around him a little bit.
Now, that includes 5 walks for Corey Seager. And Greinke grunts and misses, and it's 3-1.
Talked about Yasiel Puig at the beginning of the show, and he's 2 for 4 with runners in scoring position. But as a team, they are 10 for 30 in the first 2 games.
Take a look at inside the numbers presented by SoFi, a modern finance company. Those are the numbers. Career against Greinke, 3 extra base hits and 5 walks. For Seager, who hit .295 during the regular year with 22 homers. That's 77 RBIs this season, did Seager.
5 fastballs in a row. That one was hittable right on the edge at the top of the strike zone. Got away with one, I think.
That was a big swing for a guy trying to get a guy over from second, isn't it?
Yeah.
Taylor with a leadoff double. We are just underway. Game 3 of the National League Division Series and a potential elimination game today. Dodgers up 2-0. Facing the Diamondbacks ace as Greinke deals, and it's fouled away. Seager remains in a 3-2 count. The Dodgers have had at least 1 man on base in 14 of the 17 innings they played thus far. Remember, the first 2 games at home were wins, no bottom of the 9th. So it was 13 of 16, and now they have a lead double from Taylor.
Constant pressure.
Seager doesn't bite.
Finally threw him a changeup.
And 2 men on to start it for Los Angeles. Meeting at the mound with Jeff Mathis, who caught the wild card game with Greinke starting. Matter of fact, the Diamondbacks have their exact starting 9 as they had in that wild card win. And with 2 on and nobody out, here comes Justin Turner. Same spot in game 1 at Dodger Stadium on Friday night. Turner hit a 3-run bomb. So far, it's the only home run for the Dodgers in the series. Meanwhile, the Diamondbacks have hit 6 and 8 overall for Arizona in the postseason when you include the wild card game.
They're not even offering it anything down around the knees. Perhaps
up to this
plan
point,
to make him get the ball up.
Up to this point, he's thrown like 80%, 90% fastballs.
Torey Lovullo already in chat with Mike Butcher as Turner with a big swing, and it's 1-1. Had a good cut at that one, right down the middle.
That pitch was up.
So a good line on the pitch tracks to follow. If the Dodgers are laying off what we would say, what, mid-thigh down or hip down, Be interesting to see how Greinke would attack, who relies on everything down to get the ground balls, to get the swings and the misses. That's where most of his moving pieces go. 2 on to start it, and Turner takes a strike. Got a call from Jerry Davis that time, and it's 1-2.
Ball looks outside. That little changeup out there.
Greinke got a little help on that one. Talked about Turner, though, and his 2-strike approach and how good it is.
In the air to right center, and both calling. Pollock will call to make the catch. Tagging at second is Taylor. He'll make it. So it is an out. It is a productive out. Advances a runner to third. First and third now for the Dodgers with 1 away as Turner flies out to center.
A little bit of trouble out there in right center. Center fielder Taylor, excuse me.
So 1 away. Here's Cody Bellinger now. He got a hit in his very first postseason at bat on Friday night. He's 1 for 10, 0 for 9 since that time. He was 0 for 5, took the collar in game 2. A very dangerous bat at the plate for LA as he takes one low.
But Brian, their left-handed hitters have not done much in this series so far. It's all the right-handers that have done the damage. The lefties combined hitting just 179 with 14 strikeouts and 28 at bats, and Bellinger is the biggest culprit with 6 strikeouts and 10 at bats.
This figures to be a matchup that Greinke could exploit. Bellinger, a low ball hitter, and that one is on the ground. Goldschmidt steps on the bag for the out. A run comes in. Goldschmidt thought about a throw to the plate, but Taylor got a great jump, and the Dodgers strike first as Goldschmidt secures the second out at first base. Give Bellinger an RBI.
You know what, though, Brian? I think he was going to come home and try for a double play, but he couldn't find the base. It looked like he was kind of stepping, trying to find the bag, and then he couldn't throw it till he did.
Oh, I agree. Reached for the bag, didn't get it. Took him 2 shots to touch it.
Yep.
Well, with first and third, Taylor was on the move with contact. And yeah, missed it the first time. Good eye, Joe. As you see Taylor slide in, probably no shot to get him after the hesitation, and the Dodgers strike first again. Here is Yasiel Puig now with 2 outs. Seager advancing to second base on the ground ball.
It's been no secret that they've tried to crowd Puig this series, the first 2 games, and then that pitch, and then try to go away from it, but they can't get ahead in the count and can't get him to chase anything inside.
He's had a great start to the series. First 2 games he has 5 hits. He was 3 for 4 on Saturday night. Puig's driven in 4, had 2 in each of the first 2 games driven in. And I go back to what you said early, Joe. This is a guy, when he gets it going early, gets a hit early like he did in game 1, he is fully engaged in this postseason right now. He's feeling good. A lot of histrionics away from the plate or in right field, and he's been an entertaining guy to watch.
He's like a basketball player who makes his first 2 or 3 shots. There'll be no stopping him after that.
Turner Ward is hitting coach. Attached at the hip. Runner at second, and Puig on the ground. That is a foul ball. Third base umpire Quinn Wolcott with the call over at third base.
Greinke working hard this inning. He really is. He gets out of this thing with 1 run. It's a good job.
First 2 reads, leadoff double, then a walk. Greinke had very good numbers this year, ace-like numbers following a Diamondbacks loss. Made 11 starts, he won 8 of them, a 2.61 ERA following an Arizona loss. They've lost 2, and they're facing elimination here tonight. One and 2 to Puig. They ask, Palms down from Alan Porter. Checks his swing, and it's 2-2 now.
Two better sliders in this at bat. One for a strike, and you see that last one. He almost went.
If he had gone, it would be his first strikeout in the series. He is putting the ball in play.
There he goes again, dancing around.
Little hop step.
Two and two the count. And Greinke pushes Puig back with the fastball. Cody Bellinger with the RBI, his first of the postseason. On the ground ball to Goldschmidt. Dodgers have now scored 18 runs in 2 games and an inning frame at the plate. Greinke deals. Count remains at 3-2.
I mean, you just can't. This is what happened. The Dodgers were putting on you every inning. They had something going on. It's relentless.
Stressful pitches.
Totally.
Inning after inning.
All the Dodgers up on that top rail. This is a team that looks like the team that went through that great stretch in the summer as Puig fights another one off foul.
How do you get to that ball? That ball's in the dirt.
He's covering everything, both sides.
And he just licked his bat again. The last time he did that, he hit a double into the gap in right center on the next pitch.
If I had only known that. Was the trick.
Can't be the most sanitary thing in the world, Joe. You might not have made it this long.
You can lick the bat, but you can't lick the ball.
No.
I needed to lick the ball.
Wait.
Oh, you did a time or two.
Yeah, sure.
Admit it.
Do it again. Pitch number 27 of the inning for Greinke, and Puig asked for and is granted timeout. This will be the 8th pitch coming for Greinke. Puig back in the 5 spot in the batting order, hit 8th in game 2 on Saturday. This is where he was in game 1. And Puig lifts it foul. You'll see at least 9.
That's coverage. You know, he got beat inside, but he fought it off a little bit. I mean, what are you supposed to do? Throw him a slider in the dirt? I mean, to me, he can get to everything.
It's kind of like maybe what Mathis is out there to ask him. Where do we go now?
Not such a bad thing if you walk him either.
No, it's not. Got a base open. Wouldn't give in to him, and I don't think they are. He just keeps spoiling him.
And the pitch count keeps climbing. This will be pitch 28, pitch number 9 to Puig. Dodgers have a run in on a ground ball out, and Puig swinging a foul in and out of the glove of Mathis. There's no skill there for a catcher. That's a hit or miss. That's all luck. If it's in your glove, it's an out. If not, a foul ball.
That's his changeup. He was topping out at about 94 this inning. That's a 90-mile-an-hour changeup. And he's relying on that difference in speed because the location wasn't there.
If 1 mile-an-hour difference would have sunk underneath that bat right there.
Always starts by holding the baseball in the changeup grip, does Greinke. What a battle here with Greinke against Puig in the first inning. And that's into center field, hit like a bullet, but right at Pollock, and the inning is over. The Dodgers get 1 and a ton of pitches for Zach Greinke. Bellinger with his first postseason RBI. Now it's Darvish to face the Diamondbacks. David Peralta strides his way to home plate. Diamondbacks coming up for the first time after the Dodgers score in the top of the first. This batting order for Torey Lovullo, the exact batting order he had in the wild card game. Peralta, Marte hits second, Goldschmidt hits third. Then it's Martinez, Lamb, and Pollock with Descalso, Mathis, and Greinke. J.D. Martinez had a monster second half for the Diamondbacks after the trade. Most of that damage was done right here at Chase Field. And there is Darvish, his third career postseason start. And guys, we were all there last year watching Darvish pitch against the Toronto Blue Jays. It did not go well in that game, but this is exactly why the Dodgers got him for this spot right now, to try to send the Dodgers to the NLCS.
Well, he had 2 months to get ready, and the last 3 starts he's been right on the money, like a 0.49 or something ERA, and perfect timing for that. We'll see him from the stretch all night. He throws 92 to 97. He's got all the pitches, but he likes to throw his cutter a lot.
David Peralta, swing and a foul tip right into the middle of the catcher Barnes, and a strikeout to start it for Darvish. As we take a look at the Dodgers defensively, Joe, one of the best defensive teams in the big leagues this year.
Really only a couple of changes. Granderson did start in game 1. He's back out there tonight. But Chase Utley, the veteran, gets the start tonight at second base. Austin Barnes again behind the plate. He had a good night in game 2.
Chase Utley,
The Gray
playoff
Fox
experience. So much of it with the Philadelphia Phillies. Think about the 5 straight division titles by the Phillies. The Dodgers have now won 5 straight division titles, and Chase Utley gets a call tonight against Zach Greinke. Feel like he could play forever. He's in great shape. Ketel Marte. This guy's been a surprise in the postseason. He's handled the bright lights of playoff baseball. Had a hit in game 2, was 1 for 4. He now has 6 hits in the postseason, counting the wild card game. Homered off Clayton Kershaw in game 1. Had 2 triples as part of his 3-hit game in the wild card game last Wednesday against Colorado.
Dennis, this guy Darvish is kind of interesting. He can throw mid-90s.
Yeah, he doesn't use his fastball.
But
He doesn't. He loves to throw that cutter.
2 balls and a strike on Marte, and he shows bunt, drops it down. That's a beauty. Nobody home at first, and Marte, a little small ball to get his way on. His 7th hit in his 4th postseason game.
That is a blueprint right there for a bunt. Absolute perfect bunt. He's going to get a cutter, and that's perfect. It's coming right to him, and he could leave the batter's box and start his way into first base. Nobody could do anything about it.
Run it right at the second baseman and get it past the mound. Perfect.
Not like the Diamondbacks do that often either. Only had 8 bunt hits all year. That was down in the bottom 5 of the major leagues. But Marte, different kind of player. Gives him some speed at first for Paul Goldschmidt. And a strike to Goldschmidt.
You see him pump that fastball in 96.
Well, Goldschmidt is an excellent curveball hitter. Darvish throws a lot of breaking balls. They try to stay away from his breaking ball with Goldschmidt.
Austin Barnes, his battery made tonight. And Goldschmidt trying to go the other way, fouls it away. Time for records and milestones, presented by Jim Beam. Drink smart. For more records and milestones, go to BleacherReport.com, and we're looking at most postseason homers in the history of this Arizona franchise. Chris Young, in 12 games, has hit 5. Goldschmidt has hit 4 already in 7 games in the postseason.
He loves hitting here.
And when it happens, it's Goldschmidt that happens. Goldschmidt homered in his very first postseason game in 2011. Joe, you were there for the call of that one in Milwaukee. That was in game 2, though. You remember Lyle Overbay started game 1 of that postseason, and then the rookie Goldschmidt got his chance in game 2. First postseason at bat, he launched one. Also had a grand slam in that 2011 NLDS as well. And in his first postseason at bat this season in the wild card game, hit one out in the first inning against Colorado.
That was the slider there, not as quite as hard as that cutter. But he's humped up twice against him and almost painted him right there with a slider.
You mentioned those 3 games and the excellent finish to his season. He only walked 1 and struck out 21 in those 19 innings of his last 3 starts.
Darvish delivers, and Goldschmidt in the air, center field. Sounded like it was off the end of the bat, and there to make the play is Taylor. Marte back to first. Heck, there's been a lot of discussion about Darvish. Mechanical changes. Went through about a 3 or 4 game stretch once he got to Los Angeles, coming from the Texas Rangers, where Rick Honeycutt and Clayton Kershaw, among the other starters, noticed something about Darvish, and they went with a quick fix on him.
Yeah.
And what do you notice about Darvish now, based on what we saw in the postseason last year?
Well, you don't see it with a guy on first base, but you know, he eliminated the hesitation when there's nobody on. I mean, you're talking about having better rhythm. He was thinking too much. I don't know what that means. You're thinking when you have your hesitation or what. But then they level him off too. His shoulders being square. But this is a big man. You know, all it takes is just your wrist up just a hair, so you're throwing downhill. When you're as big as he is, you got major leverage. Just a little tweak.
Yeah, he's 6'5", 220.
He has not pitched in 2 weeks. His last start was September 25th against San Diego. JD Martinez breaks his bat. Over to make the play, Seager. A little flip for the force to Utley, and Darvish puts up a 0 in the bottom of the first. Underway, the NLDS. Dodgers lead. Tell Marte that last slide at second base, he's back out there, but this is a player who injured his hamstring the last game of the year in Kansas City, and he came up a little gimpy. Looked like he's clutching at that left leg. We were watching him between innings. Remember, he bunted for a single in the bottom of the first, so something to keep an eye on. Good catch by our camera crew. Here we go to the second inning with Greinke back on the mound facing Austin Barnes, who takes strike one. Diamondbacks have had such a revolving door at shortstop this year. They're getting great production from Marte. It's the last thing they need to have to go deeper into the well for a shortstop. Chris Owings, Nick Ahmed, both out. Ahmed's out for the year. No chance he could return. But Owings, there's a chance he could come back. He is currently participating in instructional league games in case they advance, and he would be available. That'd be a nice player to get back for Arizona, but they're going to have to get back in the win column.
This bottom part of the order for the Dodgers has been huge. Game 2, 6 through 8 hitters went 8 for 12 with 5 RBIs and 5 runs scored.
1-2 to Barnes, the former Arizona State Sun Devil, back in Phoenix. A lot of familiarity, of course, between these two teams who play in the same division. They played 19 times during the regular season. They also both train here in the Phoenix area. They played twice in spring training. Dodgers didn't bother coming to Arizona for a practice workout day yesterday. They stayed in LA at Dodger Stadium, figuring they didn't really need to get used to this ballpark in any way. So Dave Roberts had a very light workout at Dodger Stadium. Dodgers flew last night, and a little batting practice and infield on the field today, and they're ready to go. 2-2 to the Dodger catcher, and he will not chase.
Boy, they spit on that all night long. He's going to have some long innings like we saw in the first inning. This isn't the same guy. I know he won 17 games this year, but it's not like he was when he was with the Dodgers, really. Last year was not a good year. With the Dodgers, this cat was 51-15. Imagine that.
Yeah.
With a 2-3, he was like ridiculous.
He's getting into some bad counts already. His 4-3 ball count.
And the payoff is in the air. Center field routine for Pollock. Well, Eck, what went wrong in your mind with Zach Greinke in the wild card game? His start was fantastic. First 3 innings, only 1 hit. Then
Well,
it fell apart.
you always go to location. They say a rolling breaking ball, curveball, and then another one middle of the plate. I know he didn't hit it that hard, but that's a mistake. And that right there is, bad luck. Ground ball up the middle, could have been a double play. And then their high fastball, a little late. Lucroy hit it off the wall, right? Another kind of rolling breaking ball, and that all happened in 1 inning. It got away from him, 6-0, and you walk off the field 6-4.
3 2/3 for Greinke as he pumps a fastball in there on Curtis Granderson.
5 hits that inning. No, but if they're going to lay off those pitches down around the knees all night, he's going to be pitching behind in the count. He better have something to go to for outs, pitching behind.
He's working that one middle up, gets a strike on it. 1-1 to count. We talked to Torey Lovullo about Greinke and that fact. The Dodgers have been so good with their plate discipline and able to lay off the tough pitches on the edges. He said Zach's got a plan. I don't want to give it to you, but he's got a plan. Pretty good hammer right there that Granderson lays off of.
Yeah, that's the one you want him to swing at.
Yeah, a plan that sounded like he was going to make some adjustments tonight from the way he had pitched against the Dodgers earlier this year.
Granderson with the game face on, getting another start, his second start in this series, and that one's in the air. Traveling back is Peralta, and Curtis Granderson is retired. 2 fly ball outs for the Dodgers against Greinke here in the second inning. In an inning he could use an efficient inning after a high pitch first. .29 pitch first inning for Zach Greinke.
He only gave up 6 first inning runs all year and gave up 1 tonight.
Dodgers got a run on a Cody Bellinger ground ball, had runners at first and third in the first. Barnes led off this second with a fly ball, and Granderson with a fly ball out. So here is Chase Utley. 61st postseason game for Chase Utley. That is the 5th most among active players. Yadier Molina leads that category. Dave Roberts having a chat with Curtis Granderson. Curtis says, "Don't hold me like that, Skipper. I'm almost as old as you."
Well, Chase Utley, with all the time he's had in the big leagues, if he didn't have his name or number on his uniform, you'd still know who it was watching him get in the box and swing the bat, because he hasn't had to make too many adjustments or changes.
I think of the 3 home runs he hit. Was it Yankee Stadium? I think it was. The year they lost to the Yankees in 2009.
Right, it was.
On that World Series winning team in 2008 with the Phillies. What a great team they had in Philadelphia, and the former UCLA Bruin coming home to play for the Dodgers, and he's been a part of another great run of success here in LA as he turns that one around foul. Utley in his career has 10 postseason homers, 5 against the Yankees in 09, as Eck mentioned. Yankees won it that year against Philadelphia, but Chase Utley was on point. That was his most productive individual series in the postseason. He drove an 8 in that World Series.
38 years old. He'll be 39 in December.
2-2 the count.
Some might say he's the guy that started the wheels rolling for the changes in the slide rule at second base.
Oh yeah.
After a postseason slide that took out an infielder and tore up a knee.
That was a series against the Mets. Stands right on top of the plate, does Utley. 2-2, 2 outs in the inning. Utley able to lay off. Boy, they are laying off some tough pitches. That one just missed the bottom of the strike zone.
That's only going to build the frustration for Greinke.
He doesn't want to throw a curveball for a strike. I mean, you're just hoping somebody hacks at it. Let's go. I used to hate hitters that stood right on the plate. Hated it.
That was a good pitch, not a strike.
Yeah.
Good pitcher's pitch.
Another 3-ball count for Greinke. 3-2 to Utley. Spoils another one foul.
You know, you throw the fastball away to a guy right on top of the plate. It's like right down the middle.
They're playing him pretty much straight away, but Chase likes to pull the ball. And he's inviting you to pitch him in.
Another 3-2. And Chase Utley draws the walk. Well, you've got the pitcher coming up, but that'll flip the lineup for the Dodgers here, as Utley with a long battle ends up at first base, and now Darvish coming up.
You know, that at bat was like Ethier the other night. He hadn't played right all season all that much. He gave a great at bat. I think it was to Bradley, and he walked on a 3-2 pitch high fastball. I mean, this is veteran at bats that we talked about.
Greinke had a 9-pitch at bat against Yasiel Puig. 8 pitches here to Utley. There's Andre Ethier. Arizona State back here on the Phoenix area and back in the postseason and healthy once again as Darvish takes a strike. Had 1 hit this year, did Darvish.
Boy, Darvish has got a giant helmet on, doesn't he? I mean, looks like, my goodness. Looks
like a bobblehead.
Yeah. That's it. It's a bobblehead. You're right.
Yeah.
That's a good call.
You got to follow up for that, Joe, or just leave that one out there?
That was pretty good.
I just thought I'd set it up, tee it up a little bit.
This crowd wants Greinke out of this inning quickly. Pitch count very high through 2 innings. This will be number 51 coming for Greinke. And Darvish hanging tough.
Even Darvish is doing that. He only had 1 hit all year, but he's going to make him work too.
29 pitch first. He'll have at least 23 here in the second inning. No balls, 2 strikes on Darvish, and he doesn't bite on the breaking ball.
But like you said, Brian, another inning where the Dodgers have a base runner. No easy innings.
One of the labels that Greinke has had despite all of his success, and it's worked for him in the past, but he has been labeled as a cautious pitcher, a guy who will try to find the edges and get the swings. Darvish fouls another one off. Well, you know Greinke is burning inside. He cannot shake.
That's a pretty good pitch. Fastball on the black out there, and he just gets a piece. Doesn't look pretty, but it's effective. Annoying if you're pitching. Down and away fastball.
Wasn't a strike.
Yeah.
Tay Darvish coming over from the American League. He gets to the Dodgers. They take their hitting very seriously as a pitching staff. Guys like Rich Hill and Kershaw. And a swing and a miss. Greinke finally puts him away, but a lot of pitches again. Lineup flips for the Dodgers. It's a scoreless inning. We go to the bottom of the second. Arizona coming up. Take a look at the art of performance presented by Jaguar. Boy, pitchers beware in the 2017 postseason. Look at all these first inning homers. 2016 postseason, 7 homers at this point. There have been 13 home runs in the first inning altogether. We've had 2 in this series. The Diamondbacks have had 2 first inning home runs as well. 1 in the wild card game and 1 in game 1, both by Goldschmidt. Dodgers get a first inning run on a ground out. They lead 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the second. Diamondbacks send Jake Lamb up there against Yu Darvish. Shift is on for Lamb. Did not start game 1. Torey Lovullo said he agonized over that decision, but stuck with what they've done all year, their familiar formula, with Lamb sitting against left-handers, especially left-handers like Clayton Kershaw. But he was back in there against the left-handed Rich Hill for game 2, and he's had a terrific postseason. Lamb had 4 hits in the wild card game, was 2 for 4 on Saturday in game 2. Hit just 144 against lefties this year, which was the lowest in the big leagues. why he was on the bench in Game 1.
Yes,
and a defensive swing. He goes.
Darvish with that 90-mile-an-hour cutter, with the ability to pull 95 miles an hour out of his back pocket if he needs it, or better, and can go upstairs. He could live up there if he wanted to.
And it's wristy. It's kind of a wristy kind of cheese, isn't it? I mean, he's just on you.
Down goes Lamb.
I think that was a slider, but I was told today by a major league hitter, a right-handed hitter, who believes that Darvish has the best curveball among right-handed pitchers in baseball.
Doesn't even use it.
Yeah, and he doesn't use
He's got
it.
an ethos too, but this is a cutter, high cutter, but he threw it by him almost, didn't he? That ball's kind of by him.
Darvish turned 31 in August. That was the first week he was a Dodger. Had a chance at a Cy Young Award in 2013, just his second year in the big leagues. Finished second that season. From Osaka, Japan. He played for the Nippon Ham Fighters. He was a star as an amateur, as a grade schooler, as a matter of fact. High school baseball in Japan is very popular, televising their national tournament every year, and Darvish hit the scene in a big way. He was a teenager when he signed his pro contract. A pop-up in the infield. A.J. Pollock. Seager with a step in the grass will make the play, and 2 quick outs for you, Darvish, here in the second inning.
The first time I saw Darvish was that WBC thing, right? Right. Several years ago, quite a few years ago. A little skinnier then, but I said, who is this guy? Next thing you know, Texas got him. Yeah, he's been unbelievable. You know, all-time strikeouts, 750 innings, #1. And that says a lot.
Tommy John surgery in 2015. That knocked him out part of 2016 as well. Last year he came back in late May and had another stint on the disabled list with a shoulder injury last season. When we saw him emerge in the postseason with the Rangers and the Blue Jays in that division series round, Darvish, similar stuff, but not the command. He didn't have what the Dodgers feel like he has right now, and it wasn't pretty for Darvish, giving up 4 home runs against the Blue Jays.
Yeah, they hammered him.
5 earned runs total for Darvish against.
Yeah, Tulo got him early, right?
Pilar had a homer in that game too.
But he is now 2 years removed from the surgery, and most pitchers will tell you that's when you really dial it back in again. The new arm. Descalso, a swing and a miss, put it right under his hands.
When they were talking about one of the mechanical adjustments they made, Dennis, was leveling his shoulder so that he's not throwing uphill quite so much.
And just a little wrist thing.
What's that mean, though? I mean, is that to help get on top of his pitches a little better?
It's such a fine line when you really think about it. He's such a big man too. If he dips back at all, you know, he's going to be behind it.
2-1 to Descalso, and he tried to put another one in that same spot.
But you look at his arm angle, right? I mean, he almost short arms it for a big guy. Not a big arm swing. It's just right there, real wristy.
Clayton Kershaw spotted a little bit of a tempo problem with Darvish, and the Dodgers give great credit to you, Darvish, for being willing, even at age 31, to be willing to change a little bit. What do you guys see? What do you see as an opponent? And he was, to the naked eye, it's hardly noticeable, but there are some changes in there. As he slings one in, and a called strike 3. Cutters and sliders and Descalso and about face. Darvish 23 pitches through the first 2 innings. He's punched out 3. 1-0 LA. Off and running here, this best-of-5 National League Division Series with division rivals, the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks. Los Angeles with the best record in all of baseball, 104 wins, against the Diamondbacks, who won 93 games this year. Second most home wins this year behind the Dodgers. Arizona with 52 home wins. As Taylor on the first pitch, a pop-up. Goldschmidt is over. He's got it. And that is a much-needed one-pitch out for Zach Greinke.
That is a beautiful thing for Greinke. He needed that so desperately. You see what's happened early. 3-2 pitch there to Seager. You know, curveballs that you see Granderson lays off, and Utley, he throws the ball down and away on a 3-2 pitch, and the pitcher is taking everything. You know you're in trouble. 51 pitches in 2 innings, and finally get a first pitch out.
Greinke is averaging just about 6 pitches per at-bat prior to this inning, Joe, and you're going to put a big pitch number on the board. The question will be, how effective can you remain, and how long can you stay with them?
Well, the Dodgers averaged almost 4 pitches per at-bat for the season. That was the most in the majors, or excuse me, most in the National League. This is nothing new to them.
It looks like they see spin, especially in Seager here, and he won't swing.
Seager walked his first time up. Normally a very aggressive early count swinger is Seager, but he's been patient, and it's 2-1. Reigning Rookie of the Year, about to hand that award off to his teammate Cody Bellinger. Two balls and a strike. Now it goes to 3-1.
They're seeing everything away. The left-handed hitters are seeing everything middle of the plate away as off the plate. It's coming out of his hand, and they're picking it up right away as not a strike. They're not even offering.
Well, I'd be scared of Seager too. See the numbers.
Greinke's faced 11 hitters. He's been in a 3-ball count to 6 of them. Pumps a fastball in there for a strike. Bellinger waiting his turn. He'll follow Turner. Quite a force. Top of this order. It was all put in place once Chris Taylor took over that leadoff spot for Los Angeles in late May. And this top 4 is about as good as it gets. And Seager won't bite. Tried the 2-seamer that time, and Seager walks for the second time. It's a man on with 1 away. And the Dodgers bring Turner to the plate. Don't forget, EJ, Kenny, Charles, Shaq, they're all back. NBA on TNT opening night 2017. It's presented by Auto Trader. Check your local listings. Phoenix Suns have a preseason game tonight. Part of this great setting here in downtown Phoenix with the basketball arena. We've got the baseball diamond. Always a fun time here in the Phoenix area.
Beautiful downtown.
Turner takes strike 1. Greinke starting to attack a little bit with a fastball this time around.
He needs to attack. This is a different ball club. You know, when you play just an average club, free swinging club, that stuff plays. But the Dodgers are locked in.
Runner at first with 1 away. And a swing and a miss.
Finally.
That's the thing to watch about Greinke. With the fastball no longer in the mid to upper 90s, it'll ride 90, 93 miles an hour. But his changeup is not your typical changeup. It's not 10 miles an hour slower than his fastball, but it has so much movement. Even Justin Turner coming up empty.
I think that might be the first non-strike swung at by a Dodger tonight.
That's a good call. Let's see what he gives him here. 0-2. Sticks with the heat.
You know, I thought that you know, you'd think that the fast changeup would be too fast, right? I mean, you'd think you'd have to take more off of it. But like you said, it's got great movement.
See the wheels turning for Zach Greinke. He's a great thinker. He thinks about the game in a way that most do not. He'll try to find a way for sure as Turner hammers that one into left center field. On his way to third base is Seager, and Turner delivers with a 2-strike single. First and third for the Dodgers, and they are knocking at the door once again.
I mean, that's bad location right there. Fastball middle. You know, he made a good pitch on him that he swung through, and then that pitch is just right there.
Well, you don't hit 322 unless you're also putting some balls in play when you're behind in the count. Turner was talking about that after the first game when he hit the homer in the first inning, that he was behind in the count. He went to a 2-strike approach. Another one tonight.
Tell you, Justin Turner has turned it into one of the great clutch postseason hitters. That hit bumps his postseason batting average in his career to 379. Now Bellinger with runners at first and third. A pop up into shallow left. Peralta will call and make the catch, and Seager will not challenge the arm. The second out is Bellinger trying to jump on the first pitch. Two gone for Greinke.
2 rookies in this inning. Taylor and Bellinger going after the first pitch and delivering outs for Greinke on the first pitch.
As the boos rain down on Yasiel Puig.
The infield, what are they going to do here? Puig's hard to double up, too. Excuse me, 2 outs. Hello.
So Puig, who lined out, hit a bullet to center field his first time up after a 9-pitch battle. Steps in with runners at the corners. Another fastball to start the count for Greinke. Zach making start number 10 in the postseason. Prior to Wednesday, had a 3.55 ERA.
He's been in 3 of these elimination games before. 1-1.
This is a huge at bat for him right here. First and third, 1 out. To be able to get out of it and leave that guy at third base would be a huge momentum boost for Greinke and the D-backs.
I'm with you, Joe. It's early in the game, but you can tell Greinke is going into plan B or maybe even plan C at this point, as the Dodgers are laying off a lot more fastballs this inning.
I'm tired watching him. I'm feeling for him here. He's been working hard.
Anxious. Best way to describe it right now. Greinke delivers, and Puig does a little dance, and he lays off. 3 balls, no strikes.
Be ready here, though.
I think he wanted. Did Greinke want that? Yeah, ball down and in. It looked like paint, but Puig thinks it's in. It's called the ball by Jerry Davis, and then the dance again.
He is seeing it so well right now, Puig. Locked in. He'll swing 3-0. He's already done it once in this postseason. And Greinke misses. Ball 4. And the Dodgers have him loaded. Two outs in the inning. And Greinke will face Austin Barnes, and Mike Butcher is on his way out. Big innings for the Dodgers. Those crooked numbers have spelled doom for Arizona. They've had a number of them, including the very first inning of the first game, a 3-run home run by Justin Turner. Had a 4-run inning in that game as well. Won the game 9-5, and then stretched the lead. 3-run inning in game 2.
A lot of good at bats in that inning. That was huge 3 runs. Put the game out of reach a little bit.
I know that first base wasn't open there, but in talking to Tom Glavine, who was a pretty good pitcher, might have heard of him.
Yeah.
He was saying sometimes that base that's open is not first base. It might be second base.
Yeah, I get it.
And pitch around a guy that you worry about making a big swing, in this case Puig, and pitching to a guy that maybe you feel more comfortable with in Barnes, who has not faced Greinke that much.
Austin Barnes flew out to center field his first time up. He delivered one of those big hits we showed you in that highlight reel in game 2. He was 2 for 3. He's 3 for 4 in this series. His first hit was a pinch hit single in game 1. Another guy that stands right on top of the plate. And on the first pitch, slow roller, Marte coming in, and Greinke gets out of it. That is big. It's early, but that is a big, deep breath for Diamondbacks fans. Dodgers cannot score. 3 rookies. Tonight's Playmakers presented by Alfa Romeo, and we're looking at Darvish and his strikeouts per 9, best in Major League history at 11.04 strikeouts per 9 innings. He has been a strikeout machine. Remember, he missed a year with Tommy John surgery.
That's a wow factor when you see that, isn't it?
I see him ahead of Randy Johnson. It got my attention.
There is the big unit, Randy Johnson. What a star he was. You can't look up at that 2001 World Championship banner here at Chase Field and not think about Randy Johnson, Kurt Schilling, and Luis Gonzalez. What a great team that was, managed by Bob Brenly. He currently does television for the Diamondbacks. That's what they're hoping for once again. New colors, new look here in Arizona 16 years later. They've got an uphill climb against Los Angeles. It's a hot shot over to first base. Bellinger will take it to the bag, and Jeff Mathis is retired. One away in the third. Between innings, Lauren caught up with Dodger skipper Dave Roberts.
Dave, I know tempo was big for you early with Darvish. What have you seen?
I think he's got a great pace right now, great tempo. He's using the cut fastball, the fastball to both sides of the plate, keeping him guessing, and he's really in sync right now.
You said going out there and trying to slug against Greinke, not the approach. What is the approach?
I think what we're doing right now for the first 3 innings, just make him get the baseball up, grinding, trying to win pitches. And I think that if we can continue to make him work and hopefully make some mistake out over. But right now we've stressed him for 3 innings, and I like where we're at.
Dave, appreciate it.
All right.
You know, I'll tell you what, trying to win each pitch, and they've been doing that up until last inning when the 3 rookies made 3 outs on the first pitch. Did Greinke a huge favor, didn't he?
Huge favor, and I think kind of swung a little momentum back to him and for the Diamondbacks, because the Dodgers are now 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. Had a golden opportunity to blow this open.
Greinke at the bat now. One of the best hitting pitchers in the majors. Has won a Silver Slugger Award, an award given to the best hitter at a particular position. And hit .210 this season with 4 RBIs. He loves to swing the bat, and he will compete as a hitter. Very fast as well. Look at the score. It's 1-0. You're thinking Greinke and Darvish got a pitcher's duel here, but Greinke is having to work for every inch of his start thus far. The 1 run through 3 innings. The run came in on a ground out by Bellinger in the first. Darvish has been streamlined thus far. Greinke, chopper, Turner coming in, and Greinke pulls up the reins, and that'll be an easy out. 2 gone in the inning.
One of the other things about, even in an inning where the Dodgers didn't score, stressful pitches, bases loaded, Darvish, if he gets them 1, 2, 3 here, you're running Greinke right back out there in the soup.
Does that mean you have to take the first pitch?
Wouldn't be a bad thought here, except it's a 1-run game, but it is Marte.
It might be the reason Greinke pulled the throttle back. He took off quickly halfway down. Once Turner got it in his glove, he essentially stopped running, trying to conserve a little bit of that energy. Top of the order, Peralta on the first pitch, right to Utley, and that is a very quick inning. Zach Greinke didn't even sit down. He'll take his time. It's a 7-pitch inning for Darvish, and it's 1-0 Los Angeles. Schedule presented by Infinity. Empower the drive. Tomorrow, Wrigley Field, Chicago. 4:30 Eastern is start time. Nats Cubs. Cubs have a chance to advance to their 2nd consecutive NLCS with that victory tomorrow. Be their 3rd straight, I beg your pardon. Cubs lead. Got an Anthony Rizzo go-ahead run in the 8th today to beat Washington 2-1.
How about the turnaround in that game, though, with Scherzer not giving up a hit till the 7th inning.
Scherzer went 6 1/3.
Give up a hit, you get
Just,
the hook.
just one hit. He struck out 7 in that game. Did not factor in the decision. Greinke working to Curtis Granderson as we start play here in the 4th inning. Bottom of the order coming up for the Dodgers. Granderson, Utley, and then Darvish. Darvish has been outstanding thus far for LA. Was a double grunt, one by the pitcher, one by the hitter.
He grunts on a changeup.
And Granderson gave him a grunt right back. Greinke over 200 strikeouts this year. Again, logged 200+ innings, 17-7 this season with a 3.20 ERA. And he got him. There's the big curve. Granderson strikes out. Gives us a chance to hear from Lauren, who caught up with D-backs manager Torey Lovullo.
Torey, 71 pitches through 3 innings for Greinke. How much concern over pitch count?
Well, you know, the pitch count has been driven up. I know we're very aware of that, but he's making pitches when he has to, and it's a 1-0 game. So we're going to let this thing go as far as we possibly can with Zach.
You said when Darvish is on, he's on. When he's not, he's beatable. What have you seen?
Well, you know, it's 3 pretty crisp innings for him, and you know, his stuff looks sharp. The fastball command is exactly what I'm sure he'd hope for. The secondary stuff is good. So we got a battle on our hands. We know that. It's something we're talking about inside of this dugout.
Torey, thanks.
Thanks so much.
Another big inning right here for Greinke, though, after a short, if any, rest in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. I guess if there's an advantage, if you want to call this the bottom 3rd of the order with Granderson and Utley starting things, that's an advantage for him.
Retires Granderson on a K. Utley takes a ball. Utley drew a walk with 2 outs in the 2nd inning.
Finally threw a curveball for a strike. You think about it, to Granderson.
We're talking to Torey Lovullo before the game, and he's right. You know, one thing that could flip this quickly for Zach Greinke and the Diamondbacks today, if Arizona can get ahead, playing from ahead, put so much pressure on the opposing offense. It's not a luxury that the Diamondbacks have been able to enjoy in this NLDS very often. They did strike first in game 2 with a Goldschmidt home run, but that was short-lived. 2 balls and a strike on Utley. Darvish had that 7-pitch bottom of the 3rd with Greinke the 2nd out in that inning. And with the next man up, Peralta, swinging at the first pitch, Greinke didn't even have a chance to sit down and catch his breath. Right back on the mound. 3 balls and a strike. 80th pitch coming, and Utley lays off, and it's another walk. 2nd walk for Chase Utley.
5 walks on the night already. We're only 1 out in the 4th.
Here comes Yu Darvish, likely up there to bunt as we check in with Lauren. What do you have, Lauren?
Brian spoke with the Dodgers strength coach Brandon McDaniel. He said if you didn't know Chase Utley was 38 years old, just watching his body and the way it moves, you'd think he's 25, and it's a tribute to his constant working out, working on his craft, clean eating. And Corey Seager's watched the all-out effort of Utley and has picked his brain as a locker next to him, wants to emulate his work ethic, and that's a wonderful thing.
Passing generation to the next. And if you're a strength coach, there's no better guy to have than Chase Utley to say, look, boys, this is how you do it and how you stay relevant in your late 30s.
All their young players say we don't want to disappoint the Gray Fox.
He's intense.
Darvish up there to bunt. Gets it down fair. Goldschmidt thought about second. Will take the out at first. Maeda had a shot.
I think he made the right decision.
Nice job by Darvish, who again comes over from the American League, had 2 sacrifices with the Dodgers and got this one down.
And those 2 sacrifice bunts make up his career in sacrifice bunting. So he does do the job, gets it down, advances a runner to second for the top of the order in Chris Taylor.
So here we go again. I mean, another guy in scoring position. Stressful pitches that have to be made. There's no let up.
This will be the 37th at bat with a runner in scoring position for the Dodgers in this series. They came into this series 10 for 30 and a swing and a foul. Coming your way, Joe. Didn't even budge. Taylor behind in the count, trying to jump on that first pitch.
I'd have saved you if it was coming at you.
Taylor, he's not backing down, man. He's hacking again. First pitch.
Yeah, he was.
Swing and a miss.
And that's a big swing, too.
One of the things we were told about Zach Greinke was that he would read the hitters and what they're trying to do and pitch off of that. This guy is swinging, big swing. So he comes back with a changeup and a beauty. No chance for Taylor there.
Boy, he sees fastball all the way.
Two outs. Dodgers with a runner in scoring position. And the 0-2 is down and in. Mathis quickly out to keep that in front.
He's just happy with his bunt. I think really.
Some hitters go to the dugout and talk about their home run swing.
He's talking about his bunt.
Yeah.
I think he went and saw it on video.
Probably.
Man, I'm more worried about going out there and get somebody out now. I'm not that cool.
He's not even going to sit down. He's nowhere near tired.
Another two-strike pitch for Greinke.
One thing about Taylor, and it's pretty obvious, he likes to swing the bat, but he also hits the ball to the opposite field a lot, especially right center. We talked about that in the first two games. So anything Greinke might throw him, even a changeup again, middle away, he's pretty good at handling it.
He looked like he had a right field stroke there a little bit, that swing.
Nobody hits the ball better, the fastball better to right field than Chris Taylor in the major leagues this year. And he pulls that one foul. Touched on it briefly last inning, but Joe, talking about the top four in this batting order, Chris Taylor played his first game in center field with the Dodgers on May 24th. Most of that terrific run they had in that 50-game stretch was as a left fielder, but the leadoff man set that first four in place for Dave Roberts. It's made all the difference.
It was a guy he could pencil into the lineup every day in the leadoff spot, regardless of where he was playing, and an amazing on-base percentage.
Came to the Dodgers from the Mariners last year. And a swing and a fly ball into right, playable. Martinez puts it away. Greinke's walking the line, but he continues to put up zeros. It's still 1-0 LA. D-backs coming up. Nothing. Dodgers lead this Game 3 of the NLDS. National League Division Series is presented by T-Mobile, America's best unlimited network. Brian Anderson with Joe Simpson and the Hall of Famer Dennis Eckersley. Our reporter Lauren Shahadi. Tonight's game being produced by Jeff Randolph, directed by Lonnie Dale. Great to have you with us. Chase Field, Phoenix, Arizona, downtown Phoenix. Diamondbacks trying to stay alive. They're down 2-0 in this series, hoping to force a Game 4 tomorrow. Darvish has been fantastic. He's coming off a 7-pitch third inning. Deal strike one to Marte. Greinke's been walking the tightrope, but he's been able to get out of the last 2 innings. Stranded the bases loaded in the third and left a man at second in the top of this 4th inning.
He's been better. It's like he's settling in. It's taken a lot of pitches, probably taken a lot of stamina out of him.
It's going to be hard for him to make it through 6. I'll tell you that right now.
88 pitches already.
Marte batting second tonight for Arizona, and he goes unable to check his swing there.
That cutter went backed up on him.
The range of miles per hour readings Darvish can hit down into from the 72-mile-an-hour slow curveball all the way up to the 97-mile-an-hour fastball and all points in between. When he's on his game, he is as good as anybody in the game.
But ultimately, he's almost a 2-pitch pitcher, but he uses that, like you said, cutter slider, change speed just a little, couple miles an hour.
But one of the things the Dodgers have tried to do is streamline his arsenal, if you will, kind of cut down a little bit. Talked about that he had 8 pitches when they joined the team.
It was like Matsuzaka.
Yeah.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Marte straightens up. Marte's had a terrific series. That bunt single he had in the 1st inning was his 4th hit of the series and his 7th overall in a postseason. Against the Dodgers this year, Marte hit .375. 12 hits, 32 at-bats against Los Angeles. And a called strike 3. Darvish with a spinner on the outside corner.
Yeah, see, that's the soft one. That's not the hard cutter. That's just a little backdoor Johnson right there. Check this out. This is pain. He's sitting up inside. I don't think he wanted it out there, but it didn't break. It just sort of spun. Draw a little bit.
Yeah.
It's that difference of miles per hour that makes it break.
And the hitter gives up on it.
Wiffle ball quality pitching for Darvish. It's amazing what he can do to the baseball. That was a straight country hardball right there. 4-seam fastball for strike 1.
97.
Paint.
There when he needs it.
Paul Goldschmidt with 1 away. Had a big swing and a miss.
He's just humping up, saying, here you go. He did the same thing last time up, and he hit him a slider that he threw out to center field.
But again, he's a good breaking ball hitter and a good high fastball hitter.
No balls, 2 strikes on Goldschmidt. And he went back to the fastball. Goldschmidt late, fouls it away. Take a look inside the numbers presented by SoFi, a modern finance company. And the comparison between Darvish and Greinke with the overall pitches. Greinke sitting at 88. Darvish coming off a 7-pitch third inning. This will be pitch number 40 for him, working in the bottom of the 4th inning. 0-2 pitch and a swing and a miss. He struck him out. Nasty slider from Darvish. Goldschmidt is strikeout victim number 5.
You talk about having some hair, 97 miles an hour. Then you throw this. This is what filth is. That's what it is. I mean, you make Goldschmidt swing like this. Look at that thing out of his hand. He was loving it. He was saying something out of his mouth as soon as it got to the plate.
He threw right to the right spot too, Dennis, that outer third, and then had it break off where it's not a strike.
That's perfect.
Yeah, it is.
2 strikes.
2 outs now for Darvish. Here's J.D. Martinez. As As impressive as Darvish has been,
he's as relaxed as I've seen. You know, we shot the camera in the dugout, and he's talking about his bunt. I mean, this guy's feeling it.
the decision to move him to Game 3 instead of pitching Game 2 at Dodger Stadium. Dave Roberts going with Rich Hill for Game 2, trying to get Hill in a little better pitching environment at Dodger Stadium. This ballpark, Chase Field, the ball flies here. The turf, the grass here is very fast, like turf, Joe, and it can be a hitter's paradise. But right now, Darvish is staying away from the bats.
It's hard, it's fast. The infield dirt is hard. Jumps through there.
Yields a lot of triples. 1-1 to Martinez. Just missed. Looked like a pretty good pitch. They'll ask if he went. He did not. And the count is at 2-1.
I mean, he's only had one hard hit ball off of him, and that was Mathis, who hit a hard ground ball to first. That's about it.
That's it. They're always one swing away with this ball club, Arizona.
They've got to feel good right now. I know they're just having to battle their tails off against Darvish, but to only be down 1 run, they got to feel real good about themselves, knowing how much pop they've got.
Doesn't it feel like 3-0?
Only one hit. Ketel Marte had a bunt single off Darvish. That was in the first inning. Always pitches from the stretch, regardless whether runners are on base or not. And ready for a 2-2 to Martinez.
It's about as bad as pitch he's throwing all night. A little hanger.
Got away with that one.
Another thing to keep in mind, we mentioned this in the first inning, but this is Darvish's first start in 2 weeks. He last pitched on September 25th. Went 7 innings against San Diego. He struck out 9. He was very sharp in that game. He's had a series of simulated games to prepare for this start. Did he go? They will ask. He did. Unable to check his swing. Martinez strikes out, and Yu Darvish strikes out the side. Marte, Goldschmidt, Martinez all go down via the K. roof is wide open tonight on a beautiful night in the desert. Game 3 of this NLDS. First man up is Seager. Fly ball into left field. Got some carry. Peralta with room to make the play. First pitch swinging. Corey Seager. He's been very patient tonight. He was not going to apply that approach third time around.
Boy, he just missed that.
Ball jumps to all parts of this field, including center field, even though it's 413 to left center and right center.
So one away. Here comes Justin Turner now. Had a 2-strike single his last time up.
Great batter's eye here. Big, huge batter's eye. Able to pick the ball up nicely out of the pitcher's hand.
Greinke starts him with a fastball strike. From the hitter's perspective, that dark green background, crazy outfield wall configuration with the 2 porches on either side can make it fun around the bases. Oh, nasty breaking ball by Greinke, and he gets 0-2 on Turner.
Boy, he needs a quick inning here,
especially to this part of the order.
That slider kind of goes down. More like a curveball.
Yeah, that was beauty.
Hard curve from Greinke. He's got him 0-2. Turner had a 2-strike single his last time up. Hit one hard in the left center. And another one. Turner lays off. You watch games all year, Joe. You see pitches like that are swung and missed. You too, Eck. I mean,
yeah,
swung and missed 90% of the time to 90% of the hitters.
That's the difference. That's why he's almost at 92 right now.
Give him credit. He has weathered it. Giving up that 1 run in the first inning, left the bases loaded in the third. Still only trails by a run.
And a 1-2 to Turner. And he struck him out. Greinke surprised him with a fastball. Turner is gone. 2 outs in the inning now. Third strikeout for Zach Greinke.
He goes right after him. Fastball, maybe inner half, but down. And I'll tell you what, you got to give Greinke credit to get to where he is right now and doing what he's doing. It's like, I don't know, it's kind of magical here. It kind of plays to the Arizona Diamondbacks coming back because he kept them in it.
That's why I'm saying he's shifted the momentum to their dugout. If they could just figure out something on Darvish.
And now it is Bellinger, who swung at the first pitch his last time up. Flew out to left. He drove in a run on a ground ball out in the first. Dodgers got a leadoff double from Taylor, and then Seager drew a walk. Bellinger plated the run. Only run of the ball game.
This guy's really due. He hasn't done anything in this series. The Diamondbacks have pitched him tough. He ended the season in a rough patch and has kind of carried that into the postseason here. But he is overdue.
39 homers in the regular season, set a National League rookie record. Cody Bellinger in a 2-0 count, and Greinke misses low. 3-0 now with 2 away.
We talked about it. He was trying to, you think about it, he's going for 40 home runs, right? I mean,
Sure.
that had something to do with it.
Yeah.
Had 2 rookie records broken this year. The all-time Major League record and the AL record. Aaron Judge broke that mark. He had 52 for the Yankees. Mark McGwire at 49 had been the previous Major League record, and Bellinger is 3rd on the all-time rookie list. And he lets one go by. It's a strike. It's 3-1. Packed house, over 48,000. Watching a very good game as Bellinger in the air, deep left center field. That is way back, and there she goes. Cody Bellinger makes it 2-0 and his first postseason home run.
Yeah, he was due, Joe. He was due, and I tell you, he crushed this ball.
Dodger fans here.
Just when Greinke has a chance at a quick 3-up, 3-down inning, falls behind Bellinger, and he does not miss.
3-1 changeup, full extension. Look at that. That ball is crushed to left center field.
2-0 Los Angeles, and Bellinger has driven in both. Yasiel Puig takes ball one. First home run for Bellinger since September 22nd.
There's number 40 right there.
Well, that was the record breaker on September 22nd. 2 outs for Puig. Straightens him up. On pitch number 100 for Zach Greinke. He's fallen behind Yasiel Puig 2-0.
Could have been Bellinger was looking for it, guys.
Maybe
changeup?
3-1.
Yeah.
3-1. We just thought
wait.
maybe wait and figure maybe he's going to pitch you backwards. Had the luxury of the count to even if he crosses you up, still be 3-2. Smoked it.
A kid with star power written all over him. Son of a former big leaguer, Clay. And a big home run. He's driven in both for the Dodgers. 2-1 to Puig. That's on the edge. 2-2 the count. When you're going bad and you get one just off the place called for a strike, you're angry. When you're going good, you say, yeah, okay, good call up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Got him. Greinke with a strikeout, his 4th. But with 2 outs, Cody Bellinger, the 22-year-old rookie, launches one out of here. And the Dodgers have a 2-0 lead in the game and in the series. Shirts, hoodies, jackets, and much more. You can celebrate your favorite team with the latest postseason gear at MLBshop.com. Team store here at Chase Field. Take 17 t-shirts available. Back into the postseason for the first time since 2011 for the Diamondbacks. And they are now down 2-0 after Cody Bellinger launches a home run. Jake Lamb leads off for Arizona. What a thrill for Cody Bellinger. He is a local product. He's from nearby Chandler, a Phoenix area suburb. Went to Hamilton High School and got a lot of friends and family in the ballpark tonight, and launches his first postseason home run. Lamb with a swing and a miss on Darvish.
So that roar wasn't just Dodger fans, those were just his friends.
Probably just the Hamilton fans, I guess. Easy little drive from Chandler here to downtown Phoenix.
How about that swing?
Oh, yeah.
It's 2-0. Feels manageable, but the way Darvish is pitching gives you a sense that the deficit is greater for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Darvish has only given up one hit. That was a bunt single to the second batter he faced in the game, Ketel Marte.
Has not been to a 3-ball count.
Has been completely dominant here tonight. He just struck out the side in the fourth. He's got Lamb 1-2 and a swing and a miss. How about 4 in a row for Yu Darvish? Heck, we caught this between innings. Torey Lovullo having a chat with Zach Greinke. Big question for us is he got one more? And Lovullo says, you got one more, Zach?
And he says, yeah, I got one. I mean, it looks like really casual right there. It's not like he's talking his way into that game. I think he said, you got one more? And he said, yeah, that's it.
Despite the home run to Bellinger, he had a couple of punch outs. It was a pretty clean inning. He had good command in the fifth.
But he's got 103 going in.
Like somebody said once, I'm rest all winter.
Yeah, true.
A.J. Pollock now with one away. Now that will certainly change if Greinke's spot in the batting order comes up here in the fifth.
Right.
And right now the Diamondbacks are in the 6th spot in their order. Greinke currently due up 4th. Feels like the way this series has gone for LA, the perfect storm for Yu Darvish. Doesn't carry that burden as an ace pitcher. Pitches in a game with his team leading in the series 2-0. Put him on the road. You get to be the underdog. You're the guy that is pitching in hostile territory. Sometimes that can be helpful. And he is thriving right now. This is the best he's looked in the postseason. His 3rd playoff start.
Something else about his work for the season, though, he didn't have a flashy record on the road like Greinke has at home. He was 6-4 on the road, but his ERA was 2.44 on the road. So like you said, Mia, he wasn't shy about pitching in front of a hostile crowd, and only a 2.07 batting average against him on the road.
Was very close to becoming a Dodger twice when he was coming out of high school. Dodgers were one of the few teams to make him an offer to come to the States. There's a hot ground ball right to Turner. And there is the 2nd out for Yu Darvish. Dodgers were heavily involved the first time around. Darvish as a teenager. And then, of course, when he declared that he would come to the major leagues following the 2011 season, the Dodgers were one of the teams on the short list as well, settling on the Texas Rangers.
I was thinking New York or LA at the time, right? It was kind of shocking that he went to Texas.
Rangers traded him at the trade deadline, July 31st, to Los Angeles for 3 prospects.
And they didn't need him to win the thing. For goodness sake, they were probably 20 up at the time.
Right.
What they needed him for is what you pointed out when we hit the air. This kind of moment here in the postseason. Because they are very deep in their rotation.
And they needed a right-hander. Kind of balance their left-handed strength.
If it goes to a game 4, it'll be the left-hander Alex Wood who would pitch that 4th game, which gives the Dodgers Kershaw, Hill, and Wood in their rotation. There's Alex.
He had a great year, Wood, huh? He was something.
All-star.
Finally lost the game. What was he at one point?
It's like 12 or 13-0.
Right.
Lost to his old team, the Braves.
Figures.
16-3 this year. 2.72 ERA for Wood. Patrick Corbin would get the ball for the Diamondbacks if there is a game 4. A couple of lefties. Descalso with a swing and a miss.
Boy, you think about spin and you get a fastball, it's right by you. And he's everybody conscious of that cutter. Everybody's conscious of it.
And we've been talking about how coming into this start, you know, he's not a guy that wants to challenge a lot of guys with his fastball. He's going to work in, he's going to work out. Against lefties, it's crazy.
Well, that wicked slider.
Coming into this start tonight, the last 59 left-handed batters he'd faced, he walked 1.
Wow. That was the biggest question for me coming into this game. What kind of command would he have after 2 weeks without pitching on a big league mound?
Right.
And it has been impeccable thus far. Greinke alone with his thoughts. Looks like he's coming back out, unless his spot in the order should come up. Darvish deals a 2-2, and Descalso fouls it away. Watching Darvish's matchup against Arizona earlier this season, he pitched well, but that back foot slider that he throws to these left-handed hitters, he struck out Descalso with that pitch, and he's tried to go there a couple of times. He missed that time. That was a game in August. He beat the Diamondbacks. That was a 10 strikeout performance for Darvish. That ball's hit well deep into right field. Puig is on the run at the wall. There it goes. Daniel Descalso. Solo home run. Diamondbacks on the board.
Pretty much how the Diamondbacks do it. They go bridge, and he got a slider that he can handle right out of the middle of the plate. That ball jumped off of Descalso's bat. Look at that hanger. Ball up, just got out of here, didn't get way out.
I bet that got Zach Greinke's attention.
Descalso, second home run of the postseason. Diamondbacks have hit 9 now in 4 games. It is their 7th in this series. $48,000 plus coming alive with that blast. Mathis takes a strike.
Seven homers, 5 solos, right?
Right. All 10 RBIs for the Diamondbacks in this series coming on home runs. 1-1. Mathis. Foul tip into the mid of Barnes for a strike.
I mean, that's not unusual for the Diamondbacks in the way they operate, the way they score, because they hit a ton of homers, especially at home. But the inability in this series so far to manufacture runs and put some hits together and have a big inning, that's been hard to come by.
Mathis fights it off foul.
You know, when you pitch in this ballpark, you just don't want to walk people. And go back to the home run here, the slider. We talked about how nasty it was. Sooner or later, you're going to get one to hit. Don't miss it, and he didn't.
And a career high for homers this year. Descalso, late in his career, he has found that launch himself. 2 homers in the postseason. 1-2 the count to the catcher Mathis. Just missed.
Speaking of solo homers, that's the 28th homer that Darvish has given up this year. 21st solo out of 28.
Two and two to Mathis, and he popped him up. Foul territory, going to be close. Over is Bellinger, reaches out. Did he get it?
What a catch!
He makes the catch as he falls into the dugout. And the inning is over. What a play, what a game the rookie is having.
This is spectacular.
Cody Bellinger over the rail, hauls it in, crashes into the Dodger dugout.
He's got long arms, reaches in as far as he can, grabs it, and then actually caught himself right here with the glove arm on the railing and still held onto the baseball. It didn't pop out. That's amazing.
Chris Woodward with the catch at third base coach. Dave Roberts was bailing. Bob Guerin was bailing. What's etiquette in the dugout, Joe, when you're crashing in there like that? Somebody's got to come up with a.
No one really grabbed him.
Yeah, break his fall or something.
Heck of a play by Bellinger, who's having a heck of a night. And now Barnes starts it, and he sends one way back. This one's going to fly out of here. Austin Barnes with a home run. The Dodgers get it right back. Greinke back out for the sixth, and Barnes greets him rudely.
Man, how about this kid, Barnes? He starts him off with a get-me-over breaking ball, curveball. Beautiful thing for strike one. Then he throws him a fastball, and he is all over this fastball.
Watch how quick this swing is. In, hands in, barrel to it. And to think that they were about to pinch hit for Greinke if Mathis had reached. He goes back out to start the sixth and rudely greeted.
Austin Barnes, first career postseason home run. And the Dodgers are back up a pair, 3-1. Pitching change. Greinke is out. Barnes chases him. All right, Casey, thanks. Guys doing a great job in our Atlanta studios. And there is Austin Barnes, his first career postseason homer, playing in his second postseason this year. Gets the call behind the plate with Darvish on the mound and gets the run right back for LA. So Greinke is out, 5 innings, 3 runs earned. Jorge De La Rosa, the hard-throwing left-hander, is on the pitch.
Yeah, we've seen him in this series already. A lot of appearances, 65 this year.
Dodgers make a change at the plate. Pinch hitter Kike Hernandez. And he'll stay in the game to play left field. Granderson is out. Three to 1. Dodgers have a lead. Jumped out early on a Bellinger RBI ground out. Bellinger went deep in the 5th, and Barnes just goes deep here in the 6th inning.
I don't blame Torey Lovullo at all for sending him back out, Greinke, because I know he gave up the home run last inning to Bellinger, but he's pitched a good ball game without his best stuff. He's the highest paid player on their team. He's the ace, 17-game winner.
There's a drive into right center field. That is big trouble for Arizona. That's going to bounce up and out. It'll be a ground rule double. Kike Hernandez. Second hit in the inning for LA.
Right off the bench. Right off the bench. Takes a couple of fastballs, and he throws him a splitter, and he's all over it. Ball's up. A little split finger, a little soft thing that just sort of stayed there in the middle. One hop out of here.
Yeah, he's lucky that didn't carry the fence.
So much depth and balance with this ball club. The Hernandez-Granderson tandem. Yeah, see how Puig gives us another
on his
moment
for his hitting coach.
Now Turner has to put up with a lot of it.
Yeah.
Chase Day.
Chase Utley coming up. Mike Butcher wants to have a quick chat here with De La Rosa.
He likes to have fun.
King Kong Puig. Let's check in with Lauren. She's got more on Dave Roberts. What do you have, Lauren?
Yeah, Brian, the Dodgers not letting up. Over here in the dugout, Dave Roberts yelling every pitch, every single pitch, boys. Don't relax for a single second. We can't afford it. He has his guys completely buying in. Justin Turner said what sets his manager apart is that he doesn't let problems linger. He's not afraid to have tough conversations. Justin said every day he won't start a game unless he asks every single player how they are. Justin says it must be exhausting for him, but it's awesome for us.
And a lot of guys, Lauren, right, go by the manager's office when they enter into the Dodger clubhouse or wherever they are. They'll pass by Doc's office and check in. There's a great communication set up with the manager and his players, and what a toolbox he has to call on Dave Roberts.
How about that? How about Chase Utley waving out to Hernandez that a pickoff was about to happen, waving him back. He could see the shortstop moving behind him.
He knows it all. Runner at second, nobody out. That's a pinch hit double, and again they chase Hernandez back.
Well, Woodward had a long discussion with Utley about how they're going to try to get that runner over from second base, and it wouldn't surprise me at all to see him put a bunt down.
Not a bad idea.
If you're wondering, Darvish has moved on deck. No pinch hitter moving in there yet. 3-1 LA. Darvish pitching a gem. He's only given up the 1 run. A homer by Descalso last inning. And a big fastball from De La Rosa misses.
Utley's been eyeballing everything tonight, hasn't he?
His numbers against left-handed pitching weren't that good this year. His playing time very much a platoon to accumulate his at-bats.
There's a strike. Utley's made his mark in the postseason. Historically, all-time home runs by a second baseman in the postseason. He's #1. 10 of them. Jeff Kent, Robinson Cano, Daniel Murphy down the list. Davey Lopes, the former Dodgers, 5th on that list.
Well, they just don't want him to get off of second base.
It's a huge run for Arizona to keep stranded. Diamondbacks have pretty good arms in the outfield. The best is in left field with Peralta. Nobody out. Runner at second. Utley on the ground. And it is gloved over at second by Descalso. Utley's retired. That will advance the runner. Productive out for Chase Utley. Now Lauren made the point about Dave Roberts and the communication throughout the ball game, constantly talking to his team. This time has a word for Darvish, and then Granderson, that was following the Granderson at bat, says, sorry Clay, I should have caught you there, that was my bad, that's an error on the skipper, I'll get you next time. Utley moves the runner. Pitching change for Torey Lovullo. Back to the bullpen he goes.
Telecast is presented by authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
Game 3 of the National League Division Series. Take you inside the booth here, presented by Vizio. Brian Anderson, Joe Simpson, and Dennis Eckersley. Where do you want to go with this, Zach? Because Zach Greinke is such a big story coming in, and he's out after 5.
It's hard to get on the move to send him back out there. You know, you saw Lovullo talking to him, saying, can you give me one more? It's amazing that he made it as far as he did. 5 walks. You know, that's just not him, but he kept it close until that home run in the 6th.
And they're still in the ball game. They're only down 2. The way they swing the bats, one swing could turn this game around, could flip it. Dodgers obviously love what Darvish is doing, and they're going to leave him in the game to hit here.
Infield in, runner at third with 1 away. Darvish with a swing. Thought he might try to get a bunt down, try to squeeze one home. We'll see. David Hernandez is on the mound. Lovullo making the pitching change with the pitcher coming up. Certainly feeling like Hernandez is a much more uncomfortable at bat than De La Rosa.
Well, he got his fastball back. Hernandez getting it up there 95. A little slider to curveball, but see what he does.
One and one, and a swing and a pop foul and out of play. Darvish dropped a bunt down his first time up, a sacrifice bunt. We saw him, our cameras caught him. He was very happy about that bunt. He went down, took a look. He was smiling, talking to his teammates about it.
Squeeze a different animal, though.
Yeah.
And I'd rather take my chances if I'm the Dodgers with Taylor driving him in with 2 out.
But he's feeling good at the plate after that sacrifice. Very good block by Mathis. Look how far he is out into the left-handed box. That saved a run.
Well, you know you're going to throw a breaking ball. You better get out there.
Great play.
They're all in for the Diamondbacks, expecting something on the ground. Hernandez wants a strikeout here and get rid of the Dodger pitcher, and that one's on the ground to third. Nice pickup by Lamb. And there is out number 2 for Arizona. Just a reminder now, home runs mean a whole lot more this postseason. T-Mobile is guaranteeing at least $1 million for hurricane recovery efforts. With every home run hit, it's worth $10,000. Help break $1 million by tweeting hashtag HR4HR, and T-Mobile will donate an additional $1 per tweet. Home runs have been the name of the game. The Dodgers had only one coming into this ball game tonight, game 3. Justin Turner in game 1. They've hit 2 tonight. Bellinger and Barnes. Descalso hit 1 for Arizona. Runner at third. Strike from Hernandez on the lead man, Chris Taylor.
Modern technology,
isn't it?
Bellinger's looking at, I believe that was Chafin he's looking at video on. Would be the left-hander in the bullpen he might face. He's getting ahead of the game. No balls and a strike. And it's low.
It's not often you have a lead in a ball game and you're 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position. That's the case for LA.
That's Greinke, you know, they just a little Houdini act to even get to where he was.
Taylor got it started tonight offensively for LA. Had a double in the first, scored the first run. Up and in, Hernandez. Kike Hernandez doubled following the Barnes homer. 2 outs now on a couple of ground balls. Second batter face for Hernandez. Down and away it goes. Diamondbacks have 2 in their bullpen. The left-hander Chafin. Bellinger watching that video of that lefty. Jimmy Sherfy is also loosening in the Arizona bullpen. Torey Lovello just hoping Hernandez gets through this one clean. Hitters count 3-1.
Live fastball there from Hernandez.
Little challenge piece right there.
Pitch. Down he goes. Hernandez with a punch out to end it. But the Dodgers score, get a homer from Barnes. 3-1 LA. MLB postseason on TBS. Game 3 of the National League Division Series with Darvish and the Dodgers leading 3-1 over the Diamondbacks. First man up, Christian Walker pinch hitting for Arizona. Dodgers up 2-0 in this series. A win tonight, they advance to their 3rd National League Championship Series in the last 5 years. It would be the 5th in the last 10 years for LA. Darvish has had 1 blemish tonight. Gave up a home run last inning with 2 outs to Descalso. Other than that, he has been prime. 7 punch outs for Darvish. He's only given up 2 hits. The other was a bunt single in the first. Did he go? He did. And it's 1-2. Walker pinch hitting for Hernandez. Kike Hernandez will stay in the game after his pinch hit double. Playing left field. Diamondbacks have survived through the 6th from a pitching perspective. Remember, we talked about this at the top of the broadcast. It was about the first 6 innings. Any combination you can. Torey Lovullo hoping Zach Greinke could do that. He went 5. Now it'll be Archie Bradley, and the D-backs are hoping Fernando Rodney for the last 3 innings. Bradley warming up in the Diamondbacks bullpen. 1-2 the count on Christian Walker.
Boy, that's been a tight slider, hasn't it? Got a bite on it. And he's, as you said, Dennis, he's had a couple. He's got one that
a small one and a big one. Like you said, he hasn't had any 3-ball counts.
Well, Darvish has him 2-2. Multiple signs for the Dodgers despite nobody on. And Walker's hit by the pitch. Or is it a foul ball? Is that a dead ball or a foul ball called by Jerry Davis? He's asking. Torey Lovullo wants to know too. I think he called it a foul ball. Lovullo, this is reviewable now.
All of a sudden he's shaking his hand. You'd think he'd be gone right to first base.
It didn't happen. That shake didn't happen right away.
Yeah, I mean,
foul ball.
You can hear it.
It's a knob.
It did. It hit a knob.
So Lovullo is going to come out.
We've seen that a couple times.
Remember, managers get 2 challenges in the postseason. They get 1 extra challenge from the regular season rules.
I mean, if I'm the hitter, I'm gone. I would have been dropped my bat and went crazy like, oh.
Looked like it hit the knob of the bat. Well, Jerry Davis is going to oblige. He is the crew chief, so he'll head over and we'll have a challenge. So this will be in the hands of the replay umpires in Chelsea, New York.
That sort of came out of nowhere, that fastball in, huh?
Yeah.
Check it. He's sitting outside, isn't he? Yeah, look at this.
Target away.
Some misfire is what it is. Well, you got to be lucky if that ball hit that knob.
Just kind of a strange delayed reaction.
Yes.
I think that's the key word, because Jerry Davis was staring at it. When he didn't react right away, he called it a foul ball. That's a good point. Hitters will tell you usually if it's an injury. Quickly.
Yeah, he would have been jumping up and down.
Jerry Davis joined by Bill Miller over there. Miller with his back to us. It'll be Davis's call. Once he gets the official call from the replay review center.
As small as that knob is, it's incredible.
And foul ball. So it will stand.
That's a break for Darvish.
Sure is.
The call is confirmed.
It is a foul ball and not hit by pitch.
They give you 2 ways to describe that. If it's not overturned, it's either confirmed or it stands. If it goes confirmed, that means they know exactly that it did hit the knob of the bat. If they say the call stands, there's not enough evidence to overturn. So They're telling you that there was no doubt about it when they say confirmed. So the at-bat continues.
Look at a slider this time. He's got more control of that slider. He throws so many of them.
2-2 the count. Darvish deals and a swing and a foul back. He took a great cut and hung right there.
Right on it.
Christian Walker this year as a pinch hitter had 9 at-bats. He had 3 hits. 2 of those 3 hits were home runs.
He had a good swing on a ball in Los Angeles pinch hitting also, and was the Coast League MVP.
Some serious numbers.
Double barrel action in the Los Angeles bullpen. The right-handers Brandon Morrow, Tony Cingrani, the left-hander. Oh, look out! That got him bad. They can hit him in the face. Yikes! Oh, scary. Christian Walker still on his feet. Athletic trainer Ryan DiPinfilo out there to take him through the test. Let's just see where this one got him here. Did it get him in the face or maybe the shoulder? Oh, it hit him in the helmet. Actually hit underneath the brim of the helmet here. Oh gosh, how scary is that, and how fortunate is Christian Walker? Wow.
That is the scariest part of this game.
Under the bill of the helmet. Oh man, I'm telling you what, that just avoided disaster. Can't even imagine what that would have done. That's going to be the last pitch that Darvish throws. Dave Roberts is going to go to his very talented bullpen with the Dodgers leading 3-1. The Diamondbacks will bring the tying run to the plate, and they got the top of the order coming up. to 1. Dodgers have the lead. Diamondbacks have a man on now. And the tying run is coming up. National League Division Series coverage on TBS presented by T-Mobile. So Dave Roberts, Eck, is going to his bullpen now. This is the strength of the Dodgers. And the first man up with the left-hander Peralta coming up is Tony Cingrani, former Cincinnati Reds closer.
Yeah, and he's done a nice job for the Dodgers. Have a funky little arm angle, but brings it, gets it up there 94, 95 with a slider.
Walker avoiding disaster.
A ding in his helmet.
He broke the bill of that helmet right there is a crack in it. Hit by the pitch. He is on. Tying run is up. Top of the order for Arizona. Nobody out in the 6th inning, and Cingrani close to a balk there. Dave McKay, that imaginary line, that 45-degree line that relievers, left-handed relievers have to abide by.
Yeah, they get away with something all the time.
Cingrani's only faced one batter so far in the postseason. That was in Game 2 in LA, and he was brought in to pitch to Peralta and got him to ground out.
Probably his only batter here with Morrow ready to fire next. And you got the switch hitter Marte. Might see him for 2 though. There's a broken bat ground ball. Bellinger fires to second. Out there, return feed is in time. A double play.
What a great throw by Bellinger. I mean, it seems like a simple throw, but it's not.
Cody Bellinger is having a night to remember here.
Gets jammed, but look at this throw. I mean, it's not much of a window to throw to, and right back at you for a double play. Look at that throw. Whoa!
Right by the ear.
I'm telling you.
That's a great angle.
I'm telling you.
He got some help too, and Peralta was trying to put that ball in play. His back leg collapsed, and he fell at the plate. Yeah, he didn't get out of the box at all.
I was going to say, it took him forever to get there, right? Look at that. Oh, my goodness.
That's a good point. Remember, he injured that ankle in the wild card game.
Yeah, he's safe if he gets out of the box.
All right, so Cingrani does face just the one batter, gets 2 outs out of it. Base is empty. Pitching change. Morrow is coming in. Inning started with a hit batter, Darvish. He was taken out. Cingrani gets a huge double play as it goes 3-6-3. Perfect throw from Bellinger right by the base runner. And 2 outs with 1 swing of the bat. And now back to the bullpen goes Dave Roberts. This is back-to-back games now for Dave Roberts where he's allowed his pitcher to hit. It was Maeda in game 2, Darvish in this game, and then taking him out the very next inning. So working backwards, he's trying to get a certain amount of outs with a certain amount of pitchers right now.
But to me, it's a luxury of having Jansen at the end that can go 2 innings. He got 5 outs the other night. Now you're bringing in Morrow in the 6th inning. Normally it's the 7th, but he can give you 4 outs. He got that home run out of the way last time. Right. So he hadn't given up a home run all year, so that's out of the way. But that's everything when you can have a closer go 2.
So Morrow with 2 away. Ketel Marte turns around, hits left-handed.
3rd appearance for Morrow, and one of them in game 1 was an inning and a 3rd.
Gave up the 3-run home run to Brandon Drury. Made it a game again in game 2. And a 2-run game in that one, 7-5. It had been 7-2 prior to that Morrow homer. That was a first pitch cutter that he threw, and Drury launched one out. Comes into this one with nobody on. Morrow, his 11th big league year, his first career postseason. On the ground, great play, Bellinger. He does it again. Morrow is there, and Cody Bellinger stepping into the spotlight in Game 3. He's gone over the rail. He's turned a 3-6-3 double play. Now gets on his belly. Oh, by the way, he's driven in 2 runs.
Want to stay up to date? Hey Siri, show me the MLB postseason schedule.
Roof is open on a Monday night, Game 3 NLDS. And the Dodgers are up. Archie Bradley is in for Arizona. Bradley pitching in Game 2. Eck went 2 innings in that one. Did give up a run. It was an unearned run.
Yeah, that was a big run in that game. Marte made the air, man off the lip, infield in, but he threw the ball well, walked a guy, and a hit. But 40 pitches in that outing.
Seager on the ground to second base. There is out number 1 for Archie Bradley.
Struck out 4 also. He was sharp.
Now the formula's simple here for Torey Lovullo the rest of the way. You got Bradley for 2. And then Fernando Rodney, and he is certainly hoping his offense can get it going against this very difficult Dodger bullpen.
Gotta hold the Dodgers right here. You've got to shut them down and give your offense a chance to get some people on base.
Justin Turner with 1 away. Dodgers have been able to add on so well in this series. Ooh, that's been a big part of their story.
Good pitch.
It's a strike.
Dodgers led 1-0, then jumped out 2-0 on the home run by Bellinger in the 5th. Diamondbacks got it right back with a home run by Descalso with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. And then LA responds first batter up in the 6th, Austin Barnes, homering off Greinke. And that's where we sit, 3-1.
You think he would
count?
You think he would have gave him that pitch just for missing the other one? This is where you usually get pitches 3-0.
And a strike in there for Bradley.
Everything Archie Bradley does is fast. His windup, his delivery, his velocity.
He never sits still. I mean, he's always moving, chomping, whatever, man. He's.
Well, last time he played a baseball game on this field was a night to remember, the wild card game. With the 2 RBI triple. There's a bouncing ball. Nice easy hop over third for Lamb, and Turner is retired. 2 outs, 2 ground ball outs for Archie Bradley. Let's take a look at StatCast, powered by Amazon Web Services. First up, the Cody Bellinger homer that made it 2-0 Los Angeles. Hit it 416 feet. His first career postseason homer. Then it comes back with this gem defensively.
This ends the inning, but what a spectacular out.
Not used to seeing route efficiency on foul pops, but that was pretty good. 98.5%, huh?
Long way to go to get it.
Youngest player in Dodger postseason history to homer. Seager had that mark last year, and now Bellinger in his rookie year has become the youngest. 22 years of age this year, 88 days.
Everything Seager did, he's done just a little bit better this year.
And what a tandem.
Back to
build
back
your organization around.
Back-to-back 3-0 counts. He came back and got Turner.
See if Bellinger has a green light. Nope, takes it. This was the count. Bellinger struck in the 5th. 3-1. Greinke threw him a changeup, and Bellinger hit it out to the opposite field. Bradley fires, and it's low. Ball 4. And with 2 outs, the Dodgers keep the pressure on. A walk puts a man on for Yasiel Puig. Just a reminder here, you can head over to TBS Facebook and Twitter right now. You can watch the bottom of the 7th inning live with Casey, Shep, Pedro, and Jimmy. 7th inning stretch on Facebook and Twitter. 2 out base runner. Bradley facing Yasiel Puig now. Arizona will have Goldschmidt, Martinez, and Lamb coming up. Think about how big the end of that 6th inning after a leadoff hit batter. Diamondbacks are sitting pretty with their horses coming up, but a double play ball and then a ground out. Goldschmidt was left standing on deck. There's a strike from Bradley. 97-mile-an-hour bullet.
Obviously he can bring it. He can get it up there. He's got a good curveball too. 2-pitch guy. That's why starting pitching was difficult for him.
No hits to show on the card tonight for Puig, but you'd say he's had a pretty good night offensively. Had a 9-pitch battle with Greinke and hit a line drive rocket to center for an out, and then he walked his next time up. Greinke struck him out in the 5th. He's 0 for 2. Driven in 4 in the series.
That first inning, though, including that work by Puig, ran the pitch count up to 29 pitches in the first inning for Greinke. Kind of set the tone for the rest of the game.
Yeah, good call. Greinke up over 100 pitches in 5+ innings. Tried to run him back out for a 6th. Gave up the home run to Barnes. 5+ a batter for Greinke. And as good as Darvish was pitching, he ends up with only 5+ here tonight. And you can't blame Dave Roberts for wanting to get into that bullpen of the Dodgers. That's his strength.
I think all managers want to go to the bullpen this time of the year.
Law of diminishing returns applies for the starting pitching, especially in this postseason.
Bellinger's diving back with a short lead, which kind of leads me to believe he might try to run.
He almost launched one down the line there. Bradley threw some gas at Goldschmidt. Almost threw it away.
Diamondbacks outfielders playing very deep. They're trying to cut off anything in a gap. Remember, this field surface here, it's natural grass, but it is as fast as natural grass can be. It might as well be AstroTurf. Firm and fast.
And cropped real short.
Anything in a gap or down the line with Bellinger's speed, he'll score. 2-1 to count to Puig. Missed inside, ball 3. Turner Ward at the controls of this fantastic offense here in Los Angeles. They have had the pressure on from the first inning of the first game of this series. Dodgers have had a man on, at least one man on, in every inning tonight. And 20 of the 23 innings in this series they've been at the plate, they've had at least one man on. Bellinger is that man now. 3-1 to Puig. Chops it foul.
He's not going to play behind him, that's for sure.
No, got to hold him. He's going to be running, but don't give him too much of a head start.
There he goes. Payoff pitch, and it's up and in. Ball 4. Puig draws the walk. 2 on with 2 away. Back-to-back walks, Bellinger and Puig. Yasiel has worn all those emotions on his sleeve. He has been as effective as he has been entertaining the wild horse.
Yeah, you got to say this. He's been dancing his tongue out. He's having a good time. He's kissing him, and he didn't even go deep. But he's been impressive. I talk about seeing a lot of pitches.
Ask Dave Roberts about Puig. He just shakes his head, but he says, bottom line, he's helping us win games right now, and that's what matters.
And he said he's more focused pitch per pitch so far in this postseason than they've seen him all year.
2 on. Puig draws the walk. Bradley in trouble here in the 7th. He does have 2 out. Austin Barnes steps in.
He hit a homer earlier, but he also went after the first pitch in a bases loaded situation and popped up.
Takes a first pitch strike. Breaking ball from Bradley.
One of the first ones he's thrown. Thrown 2. That's the second one, but
great numbers though with 2 out runners in scoring position on the year. 333.
talk about 40 pitches 2 nights ago, and he's just humping out there tonight.
Dodgers lead in the series 2-0. They're trying to sweep the Diamondbacks. They have a 3-1 lead. 2 on, 2 out. And Barnes takes a ball. 2-1 now.
You see that stat, Joe, about the pitches thrown by the bullpen? Arizona, 310 pitches coming into this game. Just 2 games.
And the Dodgers only 91.
That included the wild card game. 3 games.
Excuse me. Hello.
Wild card game.
I was going to say 310 in 2 days. That would be crazy.
Mike Butcher on his way out. I don't know if he spotted a mechanical thing here with Bradley, or maybe trying to get him a breather.
We haven't seen that guy yet.
That is the closer, Fernando Rodney.
The starters coming into this game, Walker and Ray, had only given them 5 1/3 innings. So that's a lot of innings to cover up.
This is the fan in me asking this, but that was a meeting with the entire infield and the catcher. Is there a sign stealing situation here, perhaps? Are they worried about it?
Could be.
Why else would you bring everybody in?
Could be. There's a lot of paranoia between these 2 ball clubs in sign stealing.
Should be paranoid because people are stealing them.
Yeah.
It's not a brand new thing at all, is it?
Oh, goodness.
2-1 pitch, and Barnes late fouls it back. Bradley basically a two-pitch pitcher. Fastball, curveball. $48,641. They're trying to stay in here. Their Diamondbacks are down 2. Goldschmidt, Martinez, and Lamb are coming up in the bottom of the 7th inning. Bradley trying to get him there, trailing by 2. And Barnes, boy, he had a great cut there, right on it.
Well, he had a great swing on the home run swing on the fastball from Greinke. Real short and quick to the ball. Same with that foul ball right there.
Really back-to-back high fastballs. He gets to it. Look how high that ball is. Most guys punch out right there.
That's what amazes me about Dodger hitters, those who have that high leg kick, how on time they can be, still able to get to these high fastballs. 2-2. Bradley fires, and it's too high, up and in.
Man, he's not sharp at all with that fastball. He doesn't know where it's going.
And they've been up.
Yeah.
And if he's trying to get it down for a strike here, Barnes might answer.
Multiple signs. Runner at second and first, and a swing and a miss. He struck him out with a curve. Bradley needed that one. A punch out, stranding 2. Diamondbacks coming up, down 2. Stretch time in game 3. Season on the brink here for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Dodgers have a 3-1 lead headed to the bottom of the 7th. Zach Greinke and Darvish, the two starters, each go 5+. Cody Bellinger has been the star here tonight. Brian Anderson, Dennis Eckersley, and Joe Simpson. And Joe, each game the Dodgers have had someone step up. Justin Turner game 1, it was Puig, and that big rally in the middle of game 2, and Bellinger tonight.
That's what's made them such a good offensive ball club. Each and every night it might be somebody different. It might be 2 or 3 guys, but Bellinger tonight, what a night. He had been really struggling, but he broke out tonight in a big way with a home run the opposite way.
Yeah, he was due. It's just a matter of time, and he look at the play. People don't realize how good a first baseman he is. That's a spectacular catch, just on a foul ball to end the inning, and he turned a double play ball here. I think a great throw right there, and that's a big play too. And then he makes a diving play in the hole. It's just like highlight film of Bellinger tonight.
Cody Bellinger at 22 years of age, his first postseason, and is having a moment in the postseason here tonight. Adrian Gonzalez, back injury, not on the playoff roster, opened the door for Bellinger at first base. Brandon Morrow facing Paul Goldschmidt. Here we go, bottom 7. Morrow in there with a strikeout, 97-mile-an-hour fastball. From the Arizona perspective right now, Joe, down 2, 9 outs to work with.
I know how good the Dodger bullpen is, and they certainly know, having seen it all year.
Goldschmidt in the air to right. Nearly standing on the warning track was Puig, who actually comes in for that ball. And Goldschmidt is retired. A big bat.
But they're still in this ball game. They're only 2 down. They just got to get some base runners.
And a reminder, the Bleacher Report connects you to the teams, players, and moments that matter in culture and sports. Download the free Bleacher Report app and stay dialed into the MLB playoffs. Goldschmidt is out. He is 0 for 3. Brandon Morrow carries on. He got the final out of the 6th.
You know, Arizona's all about the long ball, especially at home. They hit 122 home runs here at home, right? And this series has been ridiculous. How many just all home runs, and tonight just 2 hits, right? A bunt and a home run. That's it.
2 base runners, 2 hits, and then a hit batsman.
Martinez on the first pitch, over to Turner. 2 gone in the inning. And Morrow is cruising along here. In game 1, he got 4 outs. Took him only 7 pitches to get those 4 outs. Dodgers do have activity in the bullpen. Watson, the lefty, has been throwing. Maeda just started throwing.
The Dodgers have left 9 men on base. That's why we keep thinking, you know, that the Dodgers are well ahead in this game, and they're not. Neither Greinke nor Archie Bradley were sharp tonight, but again, the Dodgers only have 3 runs across. Bradley threw 28 pitches in the inning. I wonder if he'll be able to go back out.
Had 2 walks, stranded a pair. Jake Lamb takes a ball from Morrow. Dodgers, by the way, are 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position tonight. Ton of traffic on the bases. Been pretty clean for Dodger pitching. That home run by Descalso came with 2 outs in the 5th. Their only tally. Diamondbacks have not had an at-bat with a runner in scoring position. Only had 2 plate appearances with a man on. Concern, and they're right to be concerned with the Dodgers having one of the great weapons in the postseason at their disposal in Kenley Jansen.
Morrow didn't like that baseball. Echo only went 99.
Lamb is 0 for 2. A couple of Ks tonight. Hits that one on the ground right to Bellinger. Nice and easy to the bag, and Brandon Morrow 4 key outs. And time is ticking on the Arizona Diamondbacks. Dodgers lead by 2. We go to the 8th. Is home of the National League postseason presented by T-Mobile. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow. Game 4, Nationals Cubs from Wrigley. Dodgers Arizona Game 4 if necessary right here on TBS. It's followed by the postseason show on TBS presented by Lincoln Motor Company. Archie Bradley returns to the mound. His second inning. Kike Hernandez with a big swing and a miss. Hernandez hit for Granderson in the 6th inning. He doubled into right center, was left stranded. Second at bat, and Bradley with a strike. 0-2.
I'll hand it to Bradley. He's leaving it all out there, doing everything he can to try to help his club.
It hasn't really been easy for him either. He's had, walks. He's been a little wild both times he's been out there. But what a 3-2 curveball he threw last inning to punch out Barnes.
Torey Lovullo in the bottom of the 8th. We'll have A.J. Pollock lead off. Diamondbacks go to the bottom of their order. Pollock, Descalso, Mathis scheduled to hit. Options available for Torey Lovullo. He'd have the pitcher spot with a man on. The Dodgers keeping the Diamondbacks at arm's length. Curveball on the ground right to Marte, and Hernandez is retired. 3 of the 4 outs for Archie Bradley have been ground ball outs. Had a couple of walks and a strikeout last inning.
Second baseman, Chase Utley.
Keeping the scorebook.
Bradley was a #1 pick by the D-backs in 2011. 7th pick overall in the draft. Great high school athlete out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma.
That's your country, right?
Yeah, he was going to go to Oklahoma and play football and baseball.
Quarterback. He's found a new gear as a reliever, though.
Yeah, he has. We talked about the left-handed hitters' struggles for the Dodgers in this series at the beginning of the game tonight.
Utley on the first pitch. Another ground ball for Bradley. 2 gone in the 8th.
And they really, when you look at it, it's kind of ugly tonight with that ground out. Left-handed hitters tonight are 1 for 9, but they've walked 5 times. And, of course, the home run from Bellinger.
They just never really got the big hit, but they're still leading. To me, the Barnes home run to answer the home run before was such a huge hit.
That was a quick answer, too. It was the first batter Greinke faced in the 6th.
Yeah, it's like boom.
Logan Forsythe announced as the pinch hitter. And that'll be the end of the line for Brandon Morrow. And let's give Brandon Morrow his credit again. This is a pitcher pitching in the postseason for the first time. And he gives Dave Roberts 4 big outs. Comes in the 6th inning. Retires Marte to end the inning, and then 1, 2, 3 in the 7th through the heart of the Diamondbacks order. Goldschmidt, Martinez, and Lamb. Morrow now go back into the regular season. He's been unscored upon in 19 of his last 20 regular outings, not withstanding the 3-run home run he gave up in Game 2.
Well, the fact of the matter is, you don't want to give up a 3-run home run, but he could. I mean, they had the luxury of winning, so leading 7-2.
Right.
It could have been some devastation in some other game, but it wasn't costly.
Barnes down on the bullpen phone. There's a strike. 1 and 2 the count. Logan Forsythe giving way to Chase Utley tonight. That platoon at second base. Not a hard platoon. Utley makes his first start. Forsythe had a great Game 2. 4 hits. And a swing and a foul back. And the count is 1 and 2. Kenta Maeda looks like he'll be the man for the 8th.
Well, that's who Dave Roberts likes for the right-handers. Calls him the right-handed killer. And maybe Barnes is on the phone with the translator to go tell him what to expect.
That's probably a 1-batter outing as Pollock leads off next inning. And a chopper on the ground. Coming in, Lamb. Gloves, throws in time. Bradley, a very impressive 8th. 3 ground ball outs. He gives the Diamondbacks 2 scoreless. Arizona coming up. Down 2. Bottom of the 8th. Here we go, bottom of the 8th inning, National League Division Series Game 3, elimination game. The Dodgers can sweep the Diamondbacks out and head to the NLCS. They are 6 outs away. Kenta Maeda is on the mound for LA.
He's the right-handed killer, right, Joe? This guy's got a good slider. Throws low 90s, has it all.
Logan Forsythe stays in to play second, double switch. Put Maeda in Utley's spot. In the 8th spot in the batting order.
There he goes.
And there goes Kenley Jansen.
Maeda faced Pollock in game 2, struck him out. Faced 3 batters, struck out 2 of them.
Shows bunt, bunts right through it. 1 ball, 1 strike on A.J. Pollock.
They need a base runner, my goodness. No walks tonight. 1 bunt and a bridge ball.
Had a base runner on in the 6th, a hit batter. Darvish hit Christian Walker, the pinch hitter. That was immediately wiped out with a 3-6-3 double play ball. The 1-1, Pollock, foul tip. 1-2 the count. A couple of historical facts working against each other with these 2 franchises. The Diamondbacks have never lost an elimination game at Chase Field. 6-0 is their record in elimination games as a franchise, including that wild card game last Wednesday. The Dodgers, in their franchise history, they've never blown a 2-0 lead in a 5-game series. Something's got to give. 2-2 to Pollock.
A lot going on in that windup, isn't there?
He's got so many pitches. He needs like a Rolodex for signs to figure out which one he's going to throw.
Two Japanese stars.
A little simpler to right-handed hitters, though.
Yeah, Darvish and Maeda performing in this game. Swing and a miss. Pollock strikes out, and Maeda puts away A.J. Pollock for the first out of the 8th.
That is as hard as he can throw a ball, Maeda, I'll tell you.
Take a look at StatCast, powered by Amazon Web Services. This is Daniel Descalso launching one out in the 5th inning. That is the lone run for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Second homer in the postseason for Descalso. And he stands in there now with the Diamondbacks down 2.
Did you see Maeda after he punched him out? I mean, he knew,
yeah,
I threw that ball perfect. That's my best cheese I got.
Yeah. That home run by Descalso also made it a 2-1 game. Had a lot of momentum on their side until Barnes came up and answered in the top half of the 6th inning.
That Barnes answer probably allows Maeda to stay in to face Descalso. On the ground, Turner's there, and he flips one across the infield for an out. Wow. Very casually made it look easy. That's not an easy play at all with Descalso running. Two gone.
That play is so cool. I'll tell you, when you make that play like that, I was like, you know, you don't have to hurry that much, and he does this like it's no big deal.
In between hops.
Look at this little sidearm flip all the way across. Lamb made a nice play at the end of the last inning, if you think about it. Charging that ball.
2 outs in the inning, and pinch hitter Chris Iannetta coming up. He'll hit for Mathis. 2 gone. Nobody on for Arizona. Desperate for a base runner. If they do get a base runner, you would imagine Jansen would pitch. Fernando Rodney is preparing for his first appearance in the series. He'll come in for the 9th, and he'll have the top of the order. Taylor, Seager, Turner due up for Los Angeles. Dodger pitching just taking the bats right out of Arizona's hands right now.
Diamondbacks only have one left-hander on the bench, left-handed hitter, and that's Gregor Blanco. And I am assuming they're going to save him for the 9th against Jansen.
Dodger pitching tonight, facing just 2 over the minimum. Infield hit by Marte on a bunt in the 1st. The home run by Descalso.
Well, they got some pop on deck right now with Drury.
Chris Iannetta. One and 2 the count.
Popping fastballs and sitting right at 95.
Once again, after you don't have to start anymore, you condense it 1 inning. He's got better gas.
Very quiet here. Still packed, but quiet. 48,641 the attendance. Dodger pitching has taken him right out of it. They will appeal. He checks his swing. 2-2. Now they try to help this crowd into it.
There's no such thing as giving one sign with nobody on anymore, is there?
No, there's not.
You're not trying to steal pitches up here, are you?
I'm just saying. I mean, the days of just putting down one finger are over.
2-2. Maeda deals, and a swing and a miss. Maeda with a 3-up, 3-down 8th. 2 punch outs. The Dodgers are sniffing it right now. Headed to the 9th. 3-1 Los Angeles. 17 National League Division Series is presented by T-Mobile. To the 9th we go. A lot of Dodger fans are here, and they are anxiously awaiting the result of this one. A chance at a sweep. Chris Taylor is batting, and look who's on the mound. Archie Bradley going back out for a 3rd inning, and Taylor on the first pitch for the first out here in the 9th. Bradley with 40 pitches now, had a 13-pitch, 3 up, 3 down, 8th inning, and here he is for a 3rd inning.
Just let it ride. I guess that's what it's all about. There's no tomorrow.
Hasn't thrown more than 2 innings since April.
Corey Seager now with 1 away. How supremely confident are the Dodgers right now in this spot with a 2-run lead, and Kenley Jansen waiting in the bullpen. That's a drive into right field. Playing deep is Martinez. He's got it. 2 gone. Don't forget, right after the game, the postseason show on TBS presented by the Lincoln Motor Company. Casey Stern, Gary Sheffield, Pedro Martinez, Jimmy Rollins. Good shirt. Jansen saves. Yes, he does. Kenta Maeda with a 3 up, 3 down, 8th.
He was impressive, wasn't he?
Very impressive.
Couple of strikeouts. Felt like if one batter reached base, he was coming out. But he went right through the order, and about as enthusiastic and emotional as you've seen Maeda. He was pumped.
I think he was so pumped he threw harder than I've ever seen him throw.
Beard against Beard here with 2 outs in the 9th. Turner fouls it back.
Yeah, meanwhile, this guy Turner has hit in 18 of his last 19 postseason games. And a base hit in the 3rd.
Not many hits on the night, huh? 5 hits, 2 bombs.
9, 1, and 2 due up for the Diamondbacks in the 9th. They'll have a pinch hitter, then Peralta. Marte would follow, at least scheduled to follow. Trying to somehow get Paul Goldschmidt to the plate. He's due up 4th.
Well, that first guy due up in the 9th, if it is going to be the pinch hitter, Blanco, I mean, so desperate to just get him on base somehow and bring the tying run to the plate.
Puig.
How does he know where the cameras are?
Yeah,
I wonder.
2 and 2 to Turner. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Yu Darvish started this one tonight in line for the win in his 3rd postseason start. 5+ innings. Jam shot, little flare, that's going to fall. Turner is on. And the Dodgers get a man on with 2 away. And the star of the night for Los Angeles coming to the plate in Cody Bellinger. 2 more hits for Justin Turner. And now Torey Lovullo is going to finally bring on his closer to try to keep it at a 2-run deficit. Archie Bradley gave him everything he had. Actually, I beg your pardon, it's going to be Chafin to face Bellinger, not Rodney. So playing matchup here. That's a great effort by Archie Bradley. 2 2/3. He will exit, hoping it's not for the final time. 3-1. Dodgers have the lead here, and a pitching change for Torey Lovullo and the Diamondbacks. With Bellinger coming up, he is going to play matchup with his left-hander Andrew Chafin.
Hard thrower.
Yeah, hard thrower, good slider. Control issues, not quite sure what he's going to have.
Bellinger actually had better numbers, although just slightly better against left-handers this year than right. He had 12 homers.
Right, and the most in the big leagues by a left-handed hitter this year, Bellinger. That's how you get yourself in the lineup every day, and you don't go into that platoon as a young left-handed hitter. So Chafin against Bellinger with a runner at first and 2 away in the 9th. 3-1 LA. Bellinger homered in the 5th inning to make it a 2-0 game. That was off Greinke. And remember, we showed you the video of Bellinger in the dugout following that home run. He wasn't watching his home run. He was watching
this guy,
his matchups with Andrew Chafin. Queued it up, and now he's got the matchup he was preparing for 3 innings ago. They call him the sheriff, Andrew Chafin.
I wonder why.
Bellinger can deliver a knockout punch. 2-1 and a big swing and a miss. He let it loose.
I see that number 35 though, and I think of the late great Bob Welch in that World Series matchup he had with Reggie Jackson.
Totally. He was only 20 years old at the time.
Yeah, and bringing it.
A 78 is what it was.
2-2. Turner at first. And Bellinger in the air to left. Long run for Peralta. He got a good jump. He's on his way, and he makes the... Oh, no, it popped out. Turner still running. The throw to the plate. One hop. He is out at the plate. Oh, what a play by Peralta. It hit his glove in fair territory. Pops out. Peralta with the wherewithal to make a perfect throw. What a cannon to home plate. One hopper. High on that awaiting. Turner's out. Inning is over. And the deficit for the Diamondbacks is still 2. Last call for Arizona.
A run-saving play here by David Peralta, who made a great catch. He just couldn't hang on to it. And then how about the presence of mind to get up and throw a one-hop strike to home plate. This was an unbelievably great play. Better look out. Get out of the way over there, umpire.
What a great angle to see that throw.
Beautiful.
Perfect. If the Diamondbacks come back to win this game, that is going to be the play. But they're going to have to do it against Kenley Jansen. It's still 3-1 LA. And the hammer is on for the Dodgers. Gregor Blanco will pinch hit. 9th spot in the order. Then you go to the top with Peralta. And then Marte. Strike one.
We've seen Jansen a lot in this series. You talk about the save tonight. We saw him throw a lot of sliders in his last appearance. A couple of funky moves where he'd not done a natural. When he drives to the plate, he kind of did a Louis Tiant.
Oh, look out. Under the armpits of Blanco. Blanco does have 2 hits career against Jansen. He's 2 for 7. Saving the left-handed bat, Joe, for this spot.
He might like to replay that pitch, maybe take one for the team.
Oh, man.
Got to get on anyway, anyhow.
I can hear Buttermaker's voice right now. Lean into one.
Yeah, Walker leaned into one. That was horrible.
1 ball, 1 strike. In there. 1-2 the count on Blanco. Former Giant.
A lot of postseason experience with San Francisco.
Part of their World Series team in 12. Diamondbacks have 2 hits tonight. Bunt single and a home run by Descalso. That's it. 1-2 the count. Got him. Jansen makes quick work of Blanco. Out number 1 here in the 9th.
You just can't lay off that high cutter. Right in that little belt high, a little higher than that underneath. Can't get there. Little cut on it.
Counting the double play ball in the 6th inning. That is now 10 consecutive outs for the Dodger bullpen. Top of the order. Here is Peralta, who just made that great throw to the plate. Diamondbacks desperate for a base runner. On the ground. That is through. A base hit for Peralta. A 1-out single. And finally, the Diamondbacks get a man on and bring the tying run to the plate. Just the 3rd hit of the game for Arizona.
Just found a hole is what happened. Shoots this ball the other way. It's just in the right place. You see Seager up the middle. It just gets through a diving Turner. Doesn't hit it very hard. It's perfect spot. Out of the reach, just out of the reach.
Perfectly placed.
This place should be loud right now.
This is their shot. This is what they needed. They were hoping to get it from Blanco reaching, but they've got the tying run at the plate and only 1 out.
And the switch hitter Marte turns around, hits lefty against Jansen. He's had a terrific postseason. Paul Goldschmidt is on deck. And Marte takes a ball.
Put away a strike right there.
That's the big bat that Arizona is trying to get to the plate. They'd love to have him up there with a chance to win it with 1 swing. Dodgers set up to turn 2. Strike. Jansen even in the count, 1-1. 3 at-bats against Kenley Jansen. Marte has 2 hits.
5 homers in the regular season, 3 of them left-handed.
And a bunt single in the 1st off Darvish. Chopper right back to the mound. Jansen fires to first, and it is in time. 2nd out. Runner advances to 2nd. And here comes a matchup for the ages right now in Jansen and Goldschmidt.
Yeah. How about this slider? He finally throws a slider. Like I said, he's been throwing a lot of them. Gets a weak ground ball. He waits for it to come to him. Hurry up, and then throws him out.
This is all the Diamondbacks fans could hope for, is to have their man at the plate with a chance to tie it.
Perhaps the best closer in the game against perhaps the MVP of the National League.
Yeah, this is what it's all about right here.
First time the Diamondbacks have had a man in scoring position, not counting the homer.
One hit in this series for Arizona with a runner in scoring position. 2 outs. Strike 1.
Well, he's seen a lot of fastballs tonight. He really has, from Darvish.
And he likes the ball away from him, but he was not ready to go there. High fastball hitter, great mistake hitter. 4 for 20 with a homer against Jansen.
Randy Johnson open for a long ball. If Goldschmidt can reach, you'd have J.D. Martinez, this powerful tandem in Arizona that carried them into the postseason, into 93 wins this year.
Well, for Jansen and the Dodgers, they just want to make sure they keep Goldschmidt in the ballpark. They've got a 2-run lead. They can afford to give up the run at second, but they want to keep him in the ballpark.
That's why I can't see getting cute with any kind of slider right here. I'm thinking just back to that hard cutter.
No balls and a strike on Goldschmidt. Outside. That meeting at the mound, bringing Seager in. Usually you see an infielder involved. It's got to be a signal to change signs with a runner at second. Both teams are very leery of the other, trying to dig in and get those signals.
Those outfielders, how deep they are, trying to keep anything Goldschmidt hits in front of them.
Oh, this is a doubles ballpark, to say the least. Triples ballpark.
One ball, one strike. 2-1. Face of the franchise here, Paul Goldschmidt, raining down the chance of Goldie. Has been one of the great players for a long time now. Rookie year was 11. First year the Diamondbacks made it into the postseason with him on the roster.
Hard cutter away.
Got the count in his favor, and Goldschmidt was late. Fouls it away. Fastball from Jansen at 96.
It's a little tick higher in that cutter.
120 RBIs on the year for Goldschmidt.
That's his best he's got right there, that gas. A little late.
Had elbow problems late in the season. Actually sent him back to Arizona while the Diamondbacks were in Los Angeles. Slumped toward the end of the year, but still put up the monster numbers, MVP-like numbers. 36 homers, 120 ribbies, and gives you a Gold Glove defense at first as well. The at-bat of his career right now.
Let's see if after that discussion, if Barnes even bothers giving a sign.
Dodgers are a strike away from advancing to the NLCS. Jansen to Goldschmidt, and a swing and a foul out of play in the seats.
There's that slider, trying to trick him right there at the end.
Yeah, and he's got power to all fields. It's a lot of homers to right field here, especially. What a finish for these fans to see if Goldschmidt can do this.
They're holding their breath.
Do it again, another 2-2. Goldschmidt fights another one off.
Can't afford to take it. He just said just in case.
And And they really can't. The Dodgers can't really afford to waste one. Take him outside even a little bit farther for fear of going 3-2, and then running the risk of putting him on, representing the tying run. Let alone 3-2 pitch and having to deliver a strike to the big man.
One more time. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jansen to Goldschmidt. And did he go? They will ask. He did not. Fallon Porter put the palms down. That was close. I'm with you, Eck. Take a look. You be the umpire.
I don't think he did, but
that's a good check. Good call.
Just because the meaning with that check swing is like the ball game on this thing.
I don't want to see the season end like that for the Diamondbacks.
No.
You know.
3-2 the count. Goldschmidt reaches. Winning run comes to the plate, and J.D. Martinez. Down he goes. A strikeout to end it. Kenley Jansen with the save. And the Los Angeles Dodgers are headed to the National League Championship Series.
Boy, that's exciting right down to the wire.
And Kenley Jansen strikes out Arizona's best player, Paul Goldschmidt, to end the game and end the season for the Arizona Diamondbacks. For the 5th time in the last 10 years, the Dodgers are headed to the NLCS, and for the 3rd time in the last 5 years.
Goldie just could not hold up his ball his away. He just couldn't risk it. Tried to foul it off, and just sort of overpowering cutter that just took off. What a way to finish it.
Overpowering pitching performance by the Los Angeles Dodgers tonight.
What a great bit of work by their bullpen. Darvish stepped up and was outstanding.
They worked Greinke galore, did they not?
Yeah.
105 pitches in 5 innings.
Darvish beats Greinke tonight. The Los Angeles Dodgers, the team with the best record in Major League Baseball, still alive and moving on with a sweep. Now for the Arizona Diamondbacks, Eck and Joe, it's the end of the line. A 93-win season for the Diamondbacks. They flipped it. They were 69-93 last year. They're back and relevant again in the National League West.
They got nothing to hang their head about for what they did this year to turn their season around from last year and be here, beat Colorado in the wild card. They've got nothing to be ashamed of. This is going to be a team to be reckoned with for years to come.
They had to look at the Los Angeles all year long, right down, and they just kept with it. You know, they had probably the 2nd best team for a long time, and they gave them a run for their money. It's been exciting. That first game of this series, kind of first inning, took the air out of the balloon a little bit, huh? 4-0, and they hit some home runs now. Arizona did what they do. They hit some home runs. Tonight, that's the only thing they could muster was 1 home run.
Well, congratulations to the Diamondbacks on a very successful season, a thrilling wild card win. Their general manager Mike Hazen, assistant GM Jared Porter, and a fantastic manager, 1st-year manager in Torey Lovullo, coming out of the John Farrell Boston Red Sox camp. And a terrific season for the Diamondbacks that ends tonight. And the Los Angeles Dodgers, a very formidable ball club, moving on to the NLCS. An embarrassment of riches, and we really saw it in their bullpen tonight when you can bring a Kenta Maeda in the 8th inning and do what he did, 3 up and 3 down with a couple of strikeouts.
Their bullpen threw 1 hit baseball over the last 4 innings of the game, and that 1 hit was Peralta's in the 9th.
But their offense was just, to me, relentless, huh? I mean, eyeballing things. I think Puig had so many great at bats. You talked about it. A lot of guys.
Well, so many stars throughout this 3-game series. The one tonight is the rookie Cody Bellinger, the local kid from Chandler, Arizona. Take it away, Lauren.
Cody, congratulations. You're the youngest Dodger to ever hit a home run in a postseason game. Walk me through that at bat against Greinke.
The whole series, they were throwing me a lot of off speed. And I just had a good feeling he was going to throw a changeup right there, and he did. And I tried to put the barrel to it. And yeah, I've been struggling to hit the ball the other way, so it felt good.
Do you know who previously held that title?
No, I have no idea.
Oh, your friend Corey Seager. You beat him by 75 days. You're going to rub it in?
Yeah, I'll rub it in his face a little bit.
You're 6'4". That's a lot of body to get over that railing. Walk me through that catch in the 5th inning.
Yeah, I just tried to get there as early as I could, and luckily the ball kind of just tailed back to me just in time, and I just jumped and kind of made the play.
You Darvish in control early on. What can you say about his performance?
Yeah, when he's good, he's one of the best pitchers, in my opinion, in the game. He had everything working today, and like I said, we scored a couple runs for him and gave him some confidence.
You wait to see who you face in the next round. What will you take from this round to apply to the next?
Got to keep going. We have to stay sharp. We're going to face each other and keep seeing velocity. That's the biggest thing.
Cody, congratulations. Enjoy it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Brian.
All right. Thank you, Lauren. And what a performance tonight, Joe, by Cody Bellinger. The tumble over the rail started that beautiful 3-6-3 double play. Adrian Gonzalez with the back injury, not on the postseason roster. That opened the door for Bellinger to come from the outfield to first base, and they are better right now considering the health of Gonzalez with Bellinger there, and he showed you why he's not just a bat. He's a terrific glove as well.
They're going to be better going forward too, because he had a good night with the bat, and he's going to be back on track and a little bit scary in the middle of their order once more.
Dodgers win it 3-1. They sweep the series 3-0 the Arizona Diamondbacks. Dodgers hopes are alive. Last World Series 1988, 29 years, and they've got World Series or bust on their mind. Jansen strikes out Paul Goldschmidt. Dave Roberts, Clayton Kershaw ready for game 1, and the Dodgers will match up either against the Cubs or the Washington Nationals. Headed to the NLCS. Plenty more coming from Chase Field in Phoenix.